Championship at Loretta Lynn's. But before we get to that, we're going to send things to a quick commercial break before we welcome back and continue our racing.
Test. Test. 1, 2, 1, 2, test.
No matter what you ride, every mile, every twist, every shift matters. AMSOIL motorcycle oil is specifically engineered to deliver confident clutch feel and lasting engine protection, whether you're on the road or off. Whatever you ride, wherever you ride, your bike deserves the best protection and performance. AMSOIL motorcycle oil. Protection you demand, performance you deserve. Order now at amsoil.com.
Every gate drop is a chance to make history.
And the gate's down. We're off and rolling.
From thousands of hopefuls
Here we go.
to one legendary proving ground. This is history in the making. Welcome to the 45th annual Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship presented by AMSOIL. Since 1982, Loretta Lynn Ranch has launched the careers of motocross legends. Now, a new generation is ready. It's Loretta Lynn's. It's where champions begin.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 45th Annual Monster Energy Amateur National Motocross Championship at Loretta Lynn's. If you're watching today's race live on the FloRacing 24/7 channel, welcome. This is an exclusive look at the kind of action FloRacing streams all year long, whether it's the dirt, pavement, drag racing, or anything in between. Visit FloRacing.com to access more than 1,000 races, both live and on demand. Zach Herron here alongside Kevin Kelly. Kevin, we take a look at how our riders found themselves here at the Amateur Motocross National Championship. The road to Loretta's, as we like to call it, regions from all around the country, multiple area qualifiers that we whittle down to the top 7, all who meet in their region to find out who the top 7 or 8 are that are going to do battle right here at the ranch. When we say we've got the best of the best, we mean it.
Yeah, when you get to the ranch, you are one of the 40 best riders in your class in America, so you've already accomplished a lot, and then we've got to settle the score here. Day 1 of racing, we've had some outstanding racing already. The track is rough. We don't change anything for the pros, for the little guys, the big guys. And in fact, 250B class on the line right now. The last stop before you turn pro, before you're on TV. Well, they're on TV right now.
Exactly.
So even more coverage for these young men as they look to advance their career, turn pro, make the big bucks. And let's go have some fun with our 250B class. We have some talent in this one. All the factories have riders in there. See who's going to be the guy to beat here.
Yeah,
I think
this
it's
is
going
what
to be
it's all about.
Wyatt Duff. I think Dane Pappas might be a problem. Grayson Townsend, Trinity Batchelor, Tristan Pruitt, McCaden Fitch, just to name a few.
Without a doubt, as we get ready to go racing the B class, not only, like you said, that last step before turning pro, but often this is the send it class. These guys, sometimes they leave the brain back at the truck and just say, I'm going to leave it all out on the track. They're known to get a little wild and oftentimes compete for the fastest lap time, even up against some of those pros.
Yeah, their lap times will be comparable to a pro rider, no doubt about it. So the revs are up. Gate is about to drop. Heart rate is at max. He's looking straight down to the gate. And it is business time, 250B class. Let's go racing. Great start from the center of the starting line. Can he hold on to it? We'll give you the whole shot. Who's it going to be?
And let's take a look. Another red boot hole shot, and it's Brennan Harrison, this time on the number 49 Husqvarna out front, leading the way. For those of you watching on FloRacing, the yellow background indicative of the B class here at Loretta Lynn's. And right now it is the 49 out front, leading the way into the 10 Commandments, one of the most iconic sections on this Loretta Lynn's track.
Yeah, you have Ryan Jaramillo in the number 2 spot, Drew Morrison, Malachi Kraft. Look out. Oh, man. Going off screen, the number 19 of Malachi Kraft. Get it back together, my friend. The number 49, this is what you want to do. Get that whole shot. Leave all this absolute mayhem behind you, because That's where the problems arise for these guys.
Well, and just like you said, Kevin, it is just that mayhem here on lap number 1. Absolute sprint speed, and the smallest of mistakes can sometimes cost you 4 to 5 positions, if not more than that. We've seen it even just in our last moto. But look at this. Some of the big names, Grayson Townsend up front, Tommy Doble up inside the top 5, Jace Wolf and Caleb Wood rounding out your top 10.
Tough break for Dane Pappas. He finds himself in 26th place. That is a huge hole to dig yourself out of in terms of a championship. Here at Loretta's, we run a 3-moto format, so the lowest score wins. A 1-1-1 is what you want, so you want to win all 3 motos. These guys are going 20 minutes, which is much longer than whenever we race locally. It's usually about a 10-minute moto. And these guys are going 20, so we can really figure out who's who here.
Yeah, this is the ultimate test, not only in endurance, Kevin, like you said, a longer moto than a lot of our other amateur events, but it's the consistency. A full week of racing, not a 2-moto format like we often see, 3 motos, which means even at the tail end of the week, we have surprises that jump up and steal championships away on Friday and Saturday. It's part of what makes the spectacle of Loretta Lynn's so exciting for us to watch all week long.
Yeah, it's the biggest amateur race in the world. 30,000+ riders start at the area level all over the country. Then we whittle it down to certain regions, and then we take anywhere from 3 to 7 riders out of the region to fill the gate here. So the most exclusive race for amateurs on the planet, hardest race to win, and the most fair race because we do not race here except once a year. Tracks close, and then we turn this beautiful piece of Loretta Lynn's. This is her property, the country singer. We're a mile from her house, and we are watching Ryan Jaramillo lead this thing on the 59. Grayson Townsend, he was in our preview show. We said this kid's got a lot of talent. He's been hurt, and he's got the potential. And let's watch Grayson Townsend on the 29 KTM. Can he do it?
Yeah, another name worth watching, Tanner Dorman, we see up towards the top as well. Townsend, a rider that we're both familiar with. We call him out on the West Coast, does a lot of solid performance out there. Just hasn't quite been able to put it together here at the ranch, but looking to change things here in 2026 as Brennan Harrison on the number 49 took that good start and is making it. As you see him in the background, he's already opening things up. Look at the flip-flopping we've got going on inside this top 15. I just saw one rider probably pass 4 riders in one corner. Just like you said, the number 49 wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Harrison wants to leave all that behind him. He's got 59 of Jaramillo behind him, the 29 of Grayson Townsend. The reason Townsend seems so familiar is because he's been so young. He's like a freshman playing varsity, so he's been in this class for a minute. He's got the speed and talent, just hadn't really worked out for him. Here's the 94 of Tanner Dorman as we welcome Jason Wygant to the booth along with a special guest, Jason.
Yeah, this is really cool actually to get the opportunity to do this. So we're going FloRacing for the first time here for the Monster Energy Amateur National at Loretta Lynn's, and we have Mark Floriani, who is the founder of FloRacing. And I got a bunch of things about Loretta's and motocross I want to ask you, but I just want to know like even the genesis of FloRacing and the vision which this is now part of.
Man, we started Flow Sports about 20 years ago.
Okay.
Started with $10,000 in the van, slept in the van, started posting things online. We started with track and field and wrestling. I ran track at the University of Texas. My brother wrestled. And then we've built up to about 20 sports. FloRacing, we started in about 2019, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and this includes this now.
Yes.
So you've got to see Loretta's today, not just on FloRacing, but you're here in person. What do you think so far?
It's an incredible event. I go to a lot of different events. We stream 60,000 events a year, so I've been all over the world, seen all different types of events. This is special.
Your audience, since you mentioned the 20 other sports, but a lot of different racing entities, how do you think the crossover is between that audience and then what they're getting to see today?
Well, we'll find out, right? We have 2,000 events. I know, what we like to do, the mission of Flow Sports is to grow our sports, right?
Yeah.
And so we love when we can introduce the communities that we have with other events and other sports. And so we've seen it in motorsports. We've seen crossover. We've seen on the dirt track side from sprint cars to late models, even drag racing, we're seeing the viewership grow. And so, sometimes people are skeptical, but I believe that the communities will cross over. Not everyone, but we can grow these events and these viewerships, and we've seen it and we've done it in the past, so we're excited to do it.
Excellent. Good to have you folks on board with us and vice versa. So where did that concept come from? You mentioned $10,000 in a van.
Yeah.
But where did the idea come from to even try that?
Well, I mean, just like all these communities, right? You guys are at the bar and being like, hey, how do we grow this? How do we grow this? And it was kind of the start of YouTube, and we're like, hey, we believe our sports, track and field and wrestling, we had those debates, and then we started talking to more and more communities, and we realized, hey, TV was not the future. The internet was the future.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to get 1 hour on TV a year, it's like, hey, can we stream all of it? And so we bet on that, and had a lot of nights in a Walmart parking lot, but slept on a lot of floors. So,
but I'm sure you were hoping, obviously, that would eventually progress beyond that, and you have. But
no, I just wanted to stay in the van.
Yeah, sure. Walmart parking lot. Yeah. I don't even have a mailing address right now.
I was like, someday we can get to Target, man. Someday we can get to Target.
Yeah, class up the joint a little bit. Yes. But did you even? Okay, obviously the hope was to grow beyond that. But did you think it would get to the point that it is now, when you're talking 55, 60,000 events in a year?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that we would be there, a year after, right? And so,
yeah, good luck.
You always think you're gonna.
Yes.
If you don't shoot for that, you've never been here,
True.
right? So
if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Just maybe not in 1 year.
Not
it wasn't
in 1
quite
year,
that quick. No.
Yeah. So I wasn't Mark Zuckerberg yet. So
Hey, we're gonna help all we can.
Please, come on.
Yes,
let's do
exactly. Well, this is a big opportunity for Flo, because people can watch the next 2 hours here live for free on Amazon Prime and YouTube TV and a lot of other outlets.
And that's another thing that we're trying to do, right? It's not everything's behind the paywall. We're trying to make sure that we're exposing it on the biggest platforms as we can. And so we just launched Amazon Prime a couple months ago. We've had great viewership on Roku. We're going to continue to expand that and try to grow this audience. So.
Yes. And what does it say overall if people are watching on Amazon Prime, whether it's Loretta's or some of your other events? It's really an opportunity for them. Maybe they haven't even heard about it, and to see, like, wait, maybe I can watch more? Is that the idea?
Yeah, we've seen great viewership growth, and then that turns into hopefully people to sample, and then they become fans, right? And what we need is more people watching. We need more people coming to these events, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow our sports every day, and that's a big part of it.
It's interesting to hear that it started with, I'd almost call them, like, this is almost a niche sport. When you talk about track and field, I see you have gymnastics, cheerleading, things like that, wrestling. There probably are similarities, actually, when you think of the sports that really probably in your heart, and they should be bigger and better.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of similarities.
Yes.
And, we joke around, like, when we started, it was wrestling and track and field, and a wrestler couldn't be more different than a runner on an individual level.
Yeah.
But we see a lot of similarities from a community level, right?
Right.
So, Loretta, Lynn here is in Tennessee. This is where everyone goes. In track and field, they go to Eugene, Oregon, right?
Okay.
In wrestling, they go to Iowa, and you have these events, and you just start learning, and you're able to take from one community and then try it in another, and that's how we can get better every day.
Yep, and grow it. Now, on the racing side, there's more four-wheel stuff. I see dirt track oval, late models. So do you foresee some crossover even of that crowd either embracing motocross or the motocross crowd embracing what we have here? It's kind of a new foray for you guys to be in motocross this heavy.
Well, I guarantee you that the other crowd will embrace this.
Yes.
Right? And so we've seen it whenever we bring a new sport in, that the viewership goes up, and we get a lot of people crossing over.
There is crossover.
Because there's a bunch of, you turn on the TV or your CTV or whatever, and we've seen people go across, and it's actually shocking. We went to a drag racing event, and there were people that said, hey, this is my first drag racing event because, and I'm a dirt track guy, right? And we're new in this, but I guarantee you next year you'll start to see people coming here because they learned about it on Flow.
But you have that many events. Yeah, is it really, people they just turn it on, and whatever, they might, like you said, be a drag race guy, and they're like, yeah, now I just watch whatever. Is that pretty much what happens after a while?
For sure. And then a lot of shops, right, that are working on cars, they just have it on, and they just have it in the background, and so 100%.
Now, we're talking Loretta is pretty heavy here, but with the partnership at Racer TV, we got a lot more two-wheel motocross stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have 25 events. How many events do we have?
Yeah, I can do the counting on my fingers here. So we got the regionals that we're going to show live. That had never been done before. We got Mammoth, and then you got 13 GNCCs as well.
Yeah.
So you're kind of diving in head first right now.
Well, Loretta Lynn, I've literally been trying to get Loretta Lynn for like 10 years.
This has been on your radar like that? Really?
Yeah.
Is it because of the similarities to some of the other properties you have? Like you talk about even the heritage that you had in these other youth sports, so to speak?
Yeah, it's that, but then you can just feel it, right?
Okay.
When people talk about Loretta Lynn and they come every year, you can just feel that this is a sport that will work, that people are passionate about, and I think that we can help and elevate.
Okay, well, certainly great to have your support, no doubt about it. And I didn't even know. Yes.
Last thing.
Yeah, what do you got?
I think you guys want to get back to the race.
We'll get there. We'll get there. 9 minutes to go.
We're always trying to invest in the sports. We don't want to come in. We want to be part of and take. We want to grow the pie and be part of the community. So what we're doing for first place, all 36 first place people are going to get $1,000 from
cash
money.
Cash money from Flo.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Chris over there to actually get the cash, but it might have to be a check.
Okay.
We'll see how it happens, but it'll be $1,000. Second place will be $500, and third place will be $250.
Every class.
Every class.
Is this breaking news right now?
This is breaking news right now.
This is what we do.
That's the cool thing about.
Yes.
That's the cool thing about being the CEO. I can just do those things.
I like that. Yeah, I'm glad you don't have people stopping you behind the scenes. No, Mark, don't do it. Don't do it.
No, they're just like, oh crap, now I have to do a bunch of work.
Yes, exactly. Maybe you can get us. Is there a printer to make the big checks?
We're
Can we get
working
that
on
done?
that. We're working on that. Chris over there is working on that. Get a big check. So.
I want to find out how quickly that can be done. Can that be done from Tuesday to Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay, $1,000 for every champion.
Yes.
500 and 250?
Yeah, 500 for a second, 250.
Wow. All right, motivation for you guys out there in the B class right now. There's $1,000 on the line.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you, Mark.
Awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate hopefully a long-running partnership here with Monster Energy Amateur National.
100%.
That's FloRacing. We're in it for the long haul.
We are in too. So
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Fired up. You can tell the spirit. This guy's into it. Kevin, what's happening in 250B? This is a big-time class. Thank you, Mark.
Yep.
And we got money on the line, just like that.
Yes, I'm listening, and if I'm back in the pits and I'm in the PW 4 to 6 class.
Oh,
$1,000 for these dudes.
$1,000 for the 50cc
that might
riders.
as well be $1 million to them.
Yes, the amount of baseball cards,
That's
video games, and candy.
Per class for 30. That's well over 35, 40 grand just in cash from Flo.
That is
That's
absolutely
fantastic.
wild. Can you imagine how many nerds gummy clusters those 4 to 6 riders can buy with $1,000?
All of them.
Jeez.
Yeah, Brendan Harrison handling business. Got I think he moved in the #1 spot lap 1. Immediately has not looked back. 7 seconds back. Some players though, man. Dane Pappas has climbed up to 13th. He has passed 11 riders. Had a really rough first lap. So Dane was one of our guys we thought would be in the mix, and he is slowly getting there. Grayson Townsend is in there. Wyatt Duff is up there as well. There's the 49 on screen of Harrison working his way through some lap traffic. 7 minutes to go. How about that? Flow Sports, man.
Throwing some money down. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
$1,000 for every champ in every class. $500 for every second place finisher in every class. 250. Yeah, you said it, man. That's going to be big news if you're a 50cc rider.
Oh, that's $1 million. As we follow along with the Monster Energy live drone cam, that's your leader, the 49. He has got a perfectly clean motorcycle because he has not been passed. You see that 0 and 0? No passes need to be made.
Yep. I had him covered immediately. So Brendan Harrison, man, this is going to help. It's going to be a long championship week. We know that. But a lot of the other favorites in this class are having to do some work from the back. You mentioned Dane Pappas only up to 13th right now. He's gained 11 positions, 3 of them on the last lap. Can he get somewhere close to that top 5-ish? You got Grayson Townsend. I know you were talking up quite a bit before this event. He's in 6th right now. So these guys got work to do.
And look at that lap time. His best.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here in the B class with Harrison out front, the unique thing about Loretta is, if you're new to this, is that there's a qualification process to get in. So that's what makes it the true national championship. You have the area qualifier at what would essentially be your local track. You've got to finish in a predetermined position, usually say top 8, top 10, to qualify for the regional championship. The regional championship is cutthroat. That is really the line in the sand. There's people whose dream is to just even qualify for this race one time. And at the regionals, it's very, very difficult to even make it. And if you finish in a certain spot within the regionals, you are one of the 42 riders to enter each class. The B class you're watching here, that is generally considered 2 steps away from being pro. You're in B now. The top level is called Pro Sport. Also, that would be considered an A class. And then after that would be racing professionally. So these riders, Brendan Harrison, Tanner Dorman, Tommy Doble, the riders 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, they're probably a year or 2 away from turning professional. But a big step would be winning here today and this championship this week to get the kind of support to go to that next level.
Yeah, all the factories are here. All the team scouts are here. They're watching their progress here. And look at that lap time by Brendan Harrison. He's got a 153. The fastest lap we have seen today is a 151. So it tells you he's right on the cusp of being right where he needs to be to run that pro level that will be greeting him next year. So.
And in the B class, you see the yellow number plate backgrounds that designates you're a B rider. This is often the first year the riders are large enough to race the full-size motorcycles. You'll see a ton of racing this week for the mini cycles. for teenage riders and younger. Once you get to that 15, 16 age mark, you're usually large enough to race the full-size bike at 250 in this case for the first time. And you have seen riders who maybe didn't excel on the smaller bikes all of a sudden catch fire and their careers really change right here in 250B. So a couple of these guys like Brendan Harrison, the 47 of rider Scodgrass, who you're Scodras, who you're watching right now in fourth. Those are the guys that are trying to break through right now. And we mentioned the scouting coming into this. You can scan that code to download the Prospect app by Verb Moto. Also, they rank all the different amateur races throughout the year to try to figure out who the favorites are coming into this race. And a shout out also to the Moto Playground folks with their Dirty 100 list. So you get a general idea of where people stand, but you never know until you get to Loretta's for sure.
You might be from Miami, Florida, and getting anywhere else is a 12-hour drive.
Yeah.
And meet some kid from Washington. You've never raced that guy in the C class. And
that's right.
That's the beauty of Loretta Lynn's. It's a fair playing ground. We don't use this racetrack but once a year, so there's no hometown advantage.
Yep.
Nobody rides here. Truly unique.
And there's a lot of training facilities, as we're still watching Scodras here on the 47. A lot of training facilities have built replica tracks, or should I say attempted to build replica tracks, because even though they do it, the riders then all say it's just not the same, whether it's the pressure or the heat. I'm going to bring in a guy who's probably done that a time or two.
Yeah,
we got Stu Beller here. Stu Beller, battling for the Grand National Cross Country Series title.
Which you can watch on Flow.
That's right. That's on Flow Sports now as well. Helping develop the Kawasaki KX327. But also you run your own training facility there at the Shoals. Have you tried to replicate this?
We do have a replica at the Shoals. We actually had my dad, who's a land surveyor, come out and do a full topo of this track right after.
No way.
He went to the campground.
Come on.
And flew the drone over here and checked it out. But like you said, you can't replicate these conditions. We try extremely hard, but to be able to actually replicate what you see here at the ranch, the race lines, the way that they develop when you don't have a trainer telling you the line to hit, it's a totally different beast.
Oh, wow. That's an angle I'd never even thought of. Because you're doing drills, you're telling them do this, do that. The track forms differently.
It absolutely does. When you go into racing and you've got a crowd of guys, 42 guys on that gate, you're trying to protect that inside, which closes off your corners. When you're training, you see these guys that are training at their backyard track. They may be phenomenal. You put them in a race condition, the lines are different. They don't know how to race them. So you see the guys that you think might do well, they show here and choke.
Hey, Kevin Wyndham mentioned that as well. He said this track develops differently than any other racetrack because we got P-dubs, we've got little bikes, big bikes, slow guys, fast guys, all developing the line. So you got to navigate that. So, and what he says, you can look great at your test track. Because you get to do that line because nobody's trying to run into you on the inside.
Yeah, or you didn't have someone who started 38th and is trying to weasel their way through using every inch of the track.
1,000 times you're going to see that same kicker on the inside of the Ten Commandments get hit, and you're not going to be able to replicate that on a Monday.
Yes. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see who can adapt here. We got Stu Baylor hanging with us here. 250B is nearly complete, about a minute to go, and Brendan Harrison has had it under control. If you scan that code on the screen right now, that is the Lapathon. You can donate money to St. Jude. That's a program that actually started with Ryan Dungey in Monster Energy Supercross. It's come all the way to the amateur ranks and Pro Motocross as well. Tanner Dorman is second. Tommy Doble is third. Scodras is fourth. Ryder Jaramillo is fifth. Wyatt Duff, Grayson Townsend, Cannon Hargrove, top 8. Trinity, Batchelor, and McCaden Fitch round out the top 10. Checkers are out. Kevin Kelly, Brendan Harrison absolutely dominated that one.
Welcome to the dance. Brendan Harrison is absolutely elated. That's what it means to just win a moto, just to win a moto. And all that hard work, spending time down at the Shoals or wherever you train, years of your parents driving to and from practice tracks, cleaning bikes during the week. It is such an effort to get to that point.
And that's what we talk about in this B class all the time, 250B. You can be a top 5 guy, and then all of a sudden, this is the class where you often see someone have it click. It definitely did for Brendan Harrison there. Tanner Dorman, Tommy Doble have taken top 3. We'll go to the podium in a moment. But Stu finally got to unveil in person that KX327. Hadn't been seen in person yet until today. You've been involved for a long time. It had to be pretty exciting to see that.
Yeah, we're approaching that 327 mark where they're going to fire this puppy up. I think Axel Hodges is over there standing by. He's already chomped at the bit. He already started it once when everybody wasn't looking, so he had to hear it. But yeah, I've been there for nearly or just over 2 years working on that project, and man, I was definitely a small piece of it. But it was awesome to be able to unveil it here. And RV, myself, McGrath got to ride it all last week. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, I was smiling ear to ear. I haven't ridden a two-stroke in over a decade, and man, there's nothing like that feeling.
Yeah, all right, that's cool. 327, at 327, we're going to start the bike, go meet Axel Hodges. We're going to get to the podium, but we also have an AMSOIL rapid replay to show you exactly how this race unfolded. Stu, come in, hang out with us here anytime. We'll get more info on that GNCC title. He's closing in on it. And, of course, that two-stroke development. But for now, fans, go over and hang out with Axel Hodges at Kawasaki. Let's give you the rapid replay of this moto. Brendan Harrison, we made the joke. 0 positions gained. Led early, led the whole way on the 49. Good battle back here.
Some passes being made behind him, but look, that's how easy that race was for him.
Oh,
It
man,
is not as easy as he made it look. There's the 59 trying to fight off some of the riders. That was Jaramillo. Yeah,
he would eventually go back to 5th. And there's the celebration. Harrison taking the win over Dorman and Tommy Doble. So that's 250B, moto number 1. And we're ready to send it down to the 2-time women's national champion, Sophie Phelps, patrolling the podium. Looks like these guys are still downloading with their team, still getting ready for that podium. Sophie's rounded up the riders there. And for all these guys that are in that podium, they know they're in title contention. It's going to be a long week ahead. We'll see exactly how it unfolds in Motos 2 and 3. But right now, we're going to talk Moto 1. Take it away, Sophie.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the podium. We're about to get started.
Still sorting out our podium. It looks like our leader walking with a little limp there. Maybe we
Did
can
that
get some
happen in the
intel?
race? Did that happen preparing for the race?
Possibly. They are going to get this sorted out. He wants to thank his sponsors and give all the folks that have helped him to the top step as Sophie is about ready to go, it looks like.
We're trying. We'll be patient with it here. Maybe try that hard mic again. Not sure what's happening with the podium situation here in 250B. It was a good race for sure.
Check.
We'll keep trying it. We'll be all right down there. Sophie's going to get the mic situation sorted. We'll get some help with the Racer TV crew. As for the rest of the top 10 in this moto, you saw Doble was 3rd. Skadros was 4th. Jaramillo, who was up front early, ends up 5th over Duff, Townsend, Hargrove, Batchelor, and Fitch.
Look at that 9 through 11. That is a murderer's row of guys that could win this moto. Trinity, Batchelor,
yes.
All right.
Fitch, Pruitt. Oh,
let's test this out.
Hey, sounds good, Sophie.
Give it up for your 250B Moto 1 winner. This is Brendan Harrison. Brendan, congratulations on that gold. That has got to feel awesome in one of the most prestigious classes here at the ranch. Let's give these bikes just a second. All right, Brendan, let's hear about that moto now that seems the bulk of those bikes are gone. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, it was a good race, really good race. Lots of positives to take from it. I got up to the whole shot and logged my laps, but yeah, it was great and a lot to look forward to tomorrow.
I'm sure you're looking forward to these next motos. And what have you done to prepare to put your bike on the top step of the podium in 250B of all classes?
Yeah, lots of work's gone into this with my mechanic Gary and the whole Club 57 squad. We work our butts off to get here, and yeah, it's finally showing up, which I like to see.
Who would you like to thank for helping you get here?
Oh yeah, Jesus, my mom, my dad, Gary, my mechanic, my girlfriend Maddie, Duval, they all helped me get here for sure. Husqvarna, Dunlop, Oakley, Thor, ETS, Pro Taper, Twin Air, Mun, TCD suspension, and anyone else, thank you.
Give it up for Brendan Harrison. Your Moto 1 winner here in 250B. We're going to talk to our second place. Let's give it up for Tanner Dorman. Congratulations, Tanner, on a job well done. Walk us through that moto and what it took to get up here on the podium.
Yeah, it was good. I just got a good start. My practice start wasn't that great, so I just put my head down and got that good start. But yeah, that was sweet.
Now, high humidity here, not too warm at the track, but how are the track conditions?
The track is definitely smoother than yesterday. It's faster. But the humidity is pretty rough coming from New York. So, but I just put my...
You did a great job. Who would you like to thank, Tanner?
I'd like to thank all my family that came out to support me, my mom, my dad, everybody. EBR Performance, Altus Yamaha, R. Smith Site Development, Fox, Alex, Connor, Jordan, all of them from over there, Oakley, Aaron, Monster Army, Nick, Monster Mike, Cody Dar, Cannondale, Ethica, and everybody else. Thank you.
That's Tanner Norman, ladies and gentlemen. Up for him. For our bronze medalist, we have Tommy Doble. Tommy, well done. After a long moto, how are you feeling about that performance?
Yeah, no worries. I had some good speed at the end. Unfortunately, just couldn't put the middle part of the track together. So, yeah, I just want to start off by saying thank you to Brian and Colleen at MTF, Jacob as well. I mean, they've been amazing this whole Loretta's period. Big shout out to Dale from Chubberland, mate. I told you I'd shout you out, so there you go. And everyone else, thank you guys so much.
There he is, Tommy Doble. Third place here in 250B. Back up, you boys in the tower.
All right, Selfie, thanks a lot. Great job down there. Zach Heron coming down there and with a clutch play.
Heron.
Everything happen.
Guys, next up, 250C. So we kind of how we classify these races.
Yep.
We had our B class, so this is the next step just below. So the one big difference is C-class riders can have never raced at Loretta Lynn's. This is your very first gate
Yeah,
drop
if you've
at
raced
Loretta
before,
Lynn's.
you're not eligible
Right.
for this class.
So there's no 85 back 10 years ago, and here I am, 35 years old. I'm going to race C-class. It's not happening.
And I say that because, like, the nerves that these guys must be experiencing right now. But let's say hello to these riders. Moto Playground going to introduce all 41 riders right here.
250C.
250C, now on the gate. Dirty 100 points on the table.
Yeah, this is a double points here, 300 for
the Dirty 100.
for the win. Yeah. So
And $1,000 on the line from FloRacing. We just found that out.
So much.
$1,000 to the winner, $500 for second, $250 for third in every class overall.
that is
from FloRacing.
That's a lot of cake.
That's a lot of cake.
That's a lot of cake.
All right, 250C riders. So there's our start board. That's how they know. Crank the bikes up, get it ready. Part of our AMA staff, the American Motorcyclist Association.
There's no jitters there. There's Dad with his old T-shirt on.
This is their
Getting ready.
first
He's
time
got
at the
fan
ranch.
on.
Yeah, probably
Here
the
we go.
first moto. There was a C-class earlier today. This could be a second moto of the day for some of these riders. A lot of them are probably on this gate for the first time in their lives, and they're going to learn the full experience of the national championship right here.
There they go. They
Fighting for position. Great
land
start.
rush. Land rush down there.
Oklahoma Land Rush, and it goes to Eli Wolf out of Vine Grove, Kentucky, a short drive away. And he is right in the mix. The number 34, can he hold on for a full lap? Because here comes 41 other riders, Jason Wygant.
That do not know each other. A lot of the other classes, because they have experience, they've been racing each other for years. Not the case in the C class. No one really knows who the favorite is going to be. But right now, Eli Wolf leads to 14 of James Kuhlman. Kuhlman, I believe, was battling for a podium this morning in a different class. Yep. Tyler Cranrod is third. Landon Schweiger, yes, he was up front earlier today in a different class. He is running in fifth on the number 12. Gavin Wilson, 72, is fourth. Here is your battle. Looks like James Kuhlman trying to take the lead away from Eli Wolf into Storyland, the back section of the track.
Here they go.
So
4 or 5 abreast coming through there, guys.
this is one of the hardest classes to get into to begin with. I bet 5,000 kids probably in the C ranks tried to make it down to these 41 riders that are here on
And
track.
10,000 gallons of fuel. 4 flat tires.
They drove all over the country.
Whatever it takes.
Multiple regions.
Whatever it takes to get here to Loretta's. It is the 12 of Schweiger who's moved all the way to the front. I thought it was going to be the 14 of Kuhlman. He made the pass on Wolf, but then Schweiger made the pass on him. So good job by the number 12 to take over the lead.
All right, here's some risk reward you want to think about. This jump that your leader just jumped, which is a absolute massive jump. Not a lot of the C riders do it, and sometimes it gets a little sketchy when they land a little short or bounce into the sand. That jump right here, that is a big one.
Full send. And he's not playing. He's out front. Schweiger now. Dad's over there.
Out of Brentwood, California. Sorry, the 15-year-old is Schweiger. Looking good, Wes.
Hey, I love it.
I'm talking about him, not you.
No, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I was about to go there.
Wear it on us.
You must have read my mind.
Man, that's a scary place.
Oh, boy.
That's a horror book right there.
Terrible.
It's like a Stephen King novel.
All right, Schweiger, Coleman, Wolf, Fluharty, Zebro. Now, is that part of the Mickey Fluharty clan, maybe an older brother?
I think he added a Y. We had a Fluhart and a Fluharty.
Yeah, Mickey Fluharty. Yeah,
Watch out for Fluharty, though. Yeah, that 87. He's the 4th rider in the picture, but he might be the fastest of the group.
Yeah,
good battle right now.
We're going to have some lap times coming up here. They come down at 180 down the long short chute into the 10 Commandments. Will they break any on this one, Kevin Kelly?
Sure hope not, because we'll see it right here on screen. Jason, talk about the rough racetrack. We don't just address the racetrack all day. We leave it rough to challenge these riders. Like your local races will groom it in between motos and such to make it fun and safe, but we want it rough for these guys.
Fluharty makes a move in a second. You're absolutely right, Kevin. So watch that 87 making moves. And at the local races, you rarely have every gate full of riders. There's usually a 40 or 42 rider gate, but most classes aren't filled with 42 riders, and they don't race all day every day for a whole week. So there isn't another track out there that gets this rough, at least not for riders at the amateur level. And you got to be smart about which rut you're going into. It could make all the difference than it is right now for Fluharty.
Not only the amount of riders, the amount of laps and the amount of riders. It's just constantly thousands. I mean, if you had a counter per lap, per rider, you're probably talking, I'd be amazed at how many laps.
Well, you got 40 riders doing 10 laps. That's 400 laps a race.
Oh, wow. So times 36 classes. Thousands of laps.
Lots of laps.
What is going on? Kevin going to mathnasium or something like that to prepare for the race.
And that's what
the third straight math problem he's got right.
I'm dialed in.
Yep.
That's what does the damage to these racetracks. Those little knobbies are only like 3/4 of an inch tall, and they move all that dirt because it starts out nice and buttery smooth in the morning.
Yeah, there's bumps that you see right there.
Check.
We're not
1, 2, Adam Gordon.
Racing began. Watch for the 47.
Adam. Hello.
Zebro moving toward the front. And this is what you get in this C class. Always a battle somewhere. Schweiger's taking off with the lead. Coleman second. But Fluharty and Zebro and now Lucas Webb on the 57, they're fighting it out.
Well, if you're the number 14 ride, Coleman, and you're diving in behind that Dirty 100 pit board there, billboard there, you better get on the gas, son, because the freight train is coming behind you. Those guys are going to start barking at you. Coleman, Fluharty, Zebro, Schweiger, you're not safe. Here comes the pack.
And remember, these guys, so we had practice all day yesterday. And these guys have been sitting for most of today to even just to get your body up to race temperature and get moving. It takes a minute to get acclimated, so they're a little stiff in the opening stages of these motos. It's unique to this sport. You don't just roll right in and pinch hit in baseball like these guys are having to do.
Well, they're thinking about it. The most nervous part of motocross is that staging area. In the half hour or so while you're sitting there waiting for your moto, I'll take the energy right out of you before you even get onto the racetrack. You got Schweiger, the Californian, leading. James Coleman from Prosper, Texas. And then Fluharty, we mentioned, making moves on that number 87. So could that be the podium for now? I think we got a long way to go before this one is over.
Schweiger out there running a 2:04. He's 5 seconds faster than Coleman with a 7-second gap. So K-Dub's over there looking. He already knows, like, could this be a factor? It's too early to tell right now. You got to let this thing settle in. It's like the crock pot. Got to put the lid on it. Got to wait till it boils over a little bit, and that's going to be probably about when we see the 2-lap board come out.
Hey, one thing to think about, too, is your leader from California, they don't really get the opportunity to ride ruts. The dirt, the soil is so different. So for this kid to excel right here, he's a good dirt bike rider.
Well, he might have spent some time over on this side. A lot of guys come over here. I mean, Villapoto's been over there at the farm for months over there with his guys. They were out of California over here getting ready to get this thing done.
If you can afford it. Most C riders don't really have that financial backing to come over here for a month before Loretta's and drop thousands of dollars to stay at MTF, but they do. I know they do it, but not all of them.
Evan Witham, the number 11, he is the rider on the move now. It literally is like whoever is in 5th or 6th is the rider that starts making the charge toward those podium spots.
You called it.
Witham,
Look at that lap time.
Witham was a title winner out there at Springading.
Okay.
Yeah, so Witham comes
Moto
in.
Playground events.
Yep, Dirty 100 event, just like this one. And
Witham has some experience.
He's coming.
Yep, it's relative how much of his experience he has, but it's more than some of the other guys, at least racing at the front. A couple other battles to watch here. The 14 of Coleman.
Well, you see Witham with that 2:05. so he's definitely got speed.
Yeah, that's
He's
a couple
got
seconds
time.
faster than everyone else.
Can he get it done? Let's look at the gap there.
Going into those 10 commandments.
57.
Side by side is the 47 of Zebro trying to put the pressure on the 14 of Coleman. And here comes Whittam.
He's bringing him with him.
He just
not with him.
He made that pass,
but he's bringing it with
check.
Comes Rito.
1, 2, check.
Leg swag there. What do you say about that, K-Dub? Keep that thing on the peg.
That is next level technique there, man. You just stand up in the middle of the turn with a foot off.
That was
wow.
That was a great
Was that on
save.
purpose?
No.
Good way to get that thing hung up in that.
I want to see him do that again.
All right, so these guys, so Sea Riders aren't known for a lot of technique. They aren't known for being able to go deep into races. So we are about the length of a normal local race where they usually the checker flag's coming out. So they got 7 more minutes to go. So fatigue is definitely coming into play.
But one thing we've learned through the years of C races, it's very rare you see a 1-1-1. I mean, Devin Sullivan, them guys came over from the Northwest back in the 90s, and they were like, schooled everybody. But most C Rider championships are won like with an 8, 4, 1, and a 2.
Sure.
They get lucky 1, and then there's some miscue, or they got to come back. So it's all really interesting here with these C-level guys.
Yeah, consistency is definitely going to be tough, and that's the idea of having the week-long event. If you're going to put this much emphasis on one race, you're trying to give the race as many variables as you can to see who's the best all-around rider. So that's why they're going to race in Moto today. They could have tomorrow off. They might come back on Thursday when the weather's totally different, the track is totally different.
All right, K-Dub, I know you're over there observing. We got 6.5 minutes left. With him with a 2:08.
You realize he doesn't have a mic, right?
Well, I know.
Okay.
I'm watching eye contact.
He looks into his
him.
eyes. He looks into Kevin Wyndham's
People
eyes.
at home are like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's 11-second deficit, running 2 seconds faster, 6 minutes. It could get down to the wire. There's a coin flip. He says this. It's a coin toss.
11-second lead is pretty big on a motocross track for Schweiger, but you're right, the tail of the mouth. 2 seconds a lot faster for Whittam. Now, Kevin Kelly, you've been really sharp. Got
5 laps, man.
dialed.
It would take 5 laps. We only got 5 minutes.
Yeah, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Won't happen. Unless the anchor comes out really bad for our leader.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, if you're watching from home, it's about 95 degrees, about 100% humidity. These are 200-pound motorcycles. They're wearing full gear. It's super hot. And at this point in the race, they are exhausted.
Most of these guys are 14, 15 years old.
Sure.
You know, just finding their legs. The only reason I talk like that is just different scenarios, just to add a little spice to it. You know,
I mean, a lap rider could totally change this race for sure. It could knock our leader down. He's having to navigate the track, the leaders, or the lappers.
I can't even tell who's a lapper and who's in this battle.
Sure.
We got like 9 motorcycles in the 10 commandments all at the same time.
All the way through.
They all got their own commandment. Yellow flags are out. Throw those flags out when a rider goes down.
And he's back up and okay. Trying to figure out, that is Tyler Cranrod in 8th. You see the 55 at the head of the snake with this battle here.
Whoa.
How many bikes are in it? Look at this.
What do you
all
do to the head of the snake? You chop it off.
It's a boa constrictor right here as this battle tightens up.
You could be in 8th place or 24th place in that battle. It's still on screen here because there's...
Yeah, and they're getting down. They're all, look at the lap times all the way through 212, 212, 211, 215, all the way down to about 17th or 20th. So those guys, I might say, are in a Pier 6 brawl right now, would you say? Never go down to Pier 1 or 2 because those are the union guys all in suits and stuff.
You don't want anything
when you
to
go
do with
to
that.
6 are the rough cuts. The rough cuts are on 6.
All right, so that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
It's C-Class. They're going to throw everything they have at it. Like you said, maybe the technique isn't quite as pretty. They're just holding it wide and trying to get to the finish line. Newcomers to this event and trying to make names for themselves right now.
The battles are just everywhere. And
It's insane.
That was a great line.
That's a stick right there.
He
Those
goes from
bikes are
outside
practically
and goes inside and passes 3 guys.
That's the 77 on screen, and he is in 14th.
And that guy was on the outside gate. We watched the start. 77 was the guy on the outside gate.
That's William Judd. Well, he was 14th. Now he's 10th because of that move.
That move in the sand.
He
went
just
from
passed
outside
4 riders.
in the sand. Over there.
Yeah, in the sand.
In Woolley.
He took up every bit of real estate.
And that is Lincoln Green on the 17. He's on a green Kawasaki, so well done, Lincoln Green. He's got Ellie Faber right behind him on the 59.
Faber, that's a world champion, Faber.
And hey, everybody has different goals. Like, you may come here, I want to be top 20. I just want to make it. I want to win. I want to get a podium. I want to get a hole shot. Yep, and if you want to follow along and learn more, scan that app right there. Grab the Dirty 100 app, and you can learn all the juicy details on every kid that you've never seen race here at Loretta Lynn's.
Yeah, Moto Playground been covering the amateur scene for a long time. First as a magazine, and now they cover it from every other angle you can think of as well.
They put on races. They got the Pump City race as well, Spring-a-Ding.
Spring-a-Ding, and we also got a great camp coming up. Camp Boom Diggity will be at Jay Owen's track.
Love it.
Lincoln Trails.
Very cool.
Got this guy that comes in, the Abe, and he is actually Abe Lincoln.
He looks like Abe Lincoln for sure.
No, he has the book, the baseball, everything.
The baseball. Why would we have
Abe Lincoln carried a baseball.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I knew he was a wrestler, but I didn't know that.
It was time.
All right, so scenario, 1 second off, 8 seconds.
He's closing in with them, but not enough. He's not quite with them.
He needs help. He needs to bring somebody with him, or somebody needs to help with him get a better position.
You need help finishing that sentence, too. So
the help he needs might have to come in the second moto. He's, for coming through traffic, that number 11, Evan Witham, second place. That'll put him in championship contention. The way this works with 3 motos, you do the math, all 3 motos together, whoever has the lowest total score is the champ. I think number 1 is going to be
I think we need an abacus up here, and that's going to settle everything.
Yep.
Like Wes said, though, these classes, there's a lot of parity. So we have seen, like Max Tannenbaum, for instance, he had a 3, a 4, and a 10 and won a championship. So he finished 3rd, 4th, and a 10th. Didn't even know he had even won.
Sean Skinner did the same thing. He's like, what do you mean I won? I had a 7, a 2, and like a 9.
So we're not
that was enough.
You're the winner.
2 laps to go. You just saw the card there. And that's so the riders get the signals from their mechanics. It's generally mom or dad at this point. You see the last times on the track with them. Well, he's not even closing at all now. Schweiger's put the hammer down and has this thing under control. The 14 you're watching is Kuhlman. That is the final podium spot. He's 3rd. Tyler Zebro trying to reel him in from 4th.
Hey, but just like Jeff Cernick said, you're going in with that 2 just as good as a 1. We'll let the dust settle and sort it out in Moto 2, but you got to be pretty pumped carrying a 2 into the next Moto.
Easily could do the job.
K-Dub's over there watching.
Format.
He's assessing this. I'm watching the eyes on that guy.
Yeah, you're watching, looking deep into his soul.
He's telling
trying
me
to
what
figure
I
out everything that you need to know without him even saying it. The great Kevin Windham, multi-time champion of this event, will be joining us on the broadcast in a bit. We're watching the number 19, Easton Edgar.
Oh, look out. Could that be the spoiler? No, 457. That's going to be Webb. Got caught in Charlotte's Web on that one. They're going to have to get it, pick it up and get after it.
Drops out of the top 10 now in a battle with Lincoln Green. There's Green on that, yes. Green motorcycle.
Green cash, too, if he gets up in there and gets
$1,000 bucks.
Oh, it could be $1,000 from FloRacing headed to Landon Schweiger. But that's for the overall, for the championship on Saturday, not just for the moto win. So there's going to be pressure on this guy to think about this for the next couple of days.
$1,000.
The number 12 doesn't want to throw it away.
No, do not throw it away.
White flag.
White flag. Now, does that mean surrender? Absolutely not. Sense of urgency for these guys.
That's $63,000 he just whipped up while he was standing up here when you were talking to him.
$63,000 now in payouts from FloRacing.
36 classes, is that what we have?
Yeah.
$63,000.
Yeah, but what about the rest of the money that goes through the 2nd and the 3rd place?
No, that is it. That's $1,750 per class times 36.
Unbelievable. Well, huge thanks to everyone at FloRacing.
K-Dub's like, where were you at when I won 18 motos in a row?
That's right.
Yeah.
That would have been good stuff back then.
He was in college trying to figure out what he was going to do, and now he's able to give back. Landon
Schweiger would fire first to taking some of the big money. Yes, $1,000 to every class champion this week will be given away by FloRacing. And Evan Witham, 2nd. James Coleman, with a half lap to go, is 3rd. We mentioned Zebro's not too far behind him. So we'll see if he can close the gap and make it a fight for the podium in 250C. What do we got coming up next after this one, boys?
Women's. How about that?
All right, Moto 1 of the women's class. That should be an interesting one. There is a professional women's division now that relaunched a couple of years ago. But if you're a professional on the women's side, you're still eligible to come race here at Loretta's. Now, not all of them do, because a lot of the women's on the pro side are racing all around the world in other series. So not all of them are able to run the qualifiers or be available for this weekend, but some are. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see which of the top women racers did still put Loretta's on their schedule.
I did see Jordan Jarvis.
Yep, Jordan Jarvis. I saw her in 25 plus.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I saw Phil Nicoletti down there, not even broke a sweat.
He did when he cased that triple in the 10 Commandments. That's all, at one point.
Hey, but thou shalt not crash Phil Nicoletti, and he did not.
No, he held on and finished 2nd in a very fun group of ex-professionals.
I talked to him on the phone the other day. He goes, I'm 38 years old, Wes. We start a 30-minute moto, and he goes, and some of these kids, you can't find them at the end. He goes, what is going on with them?
Oh, yeah.
He goes, where are they at? They should be beating me.
You want any of those We did it a lot tougher back in our days. Cliches. Just dial up Phil. He'll have you covered. Checker flag is out. This kid's pretty tough. Landon Schweiger is going to take the moto win.
With true swagger.
Pretty good day. He's been on the box in 2 motos now. That's something you don't see, the consistency there for Schweiger. He is figuring it out.
Rider to Brentwood, California, backed by FXR Scott Goggles, Mashore Auto Body, and JDS Innovations.
Checker flag continues to fly. We're looking for Evan Whittam and James Coleman to round out our podium.
Great job out there by these competitors.
James is cool, man.
Yeah,
He's
man.
cool.
Cool guy. Cool man.
Cool. James Coolman taking 3rd.
There's
Zebro and
Green.
Edgar. Yeah, and Green just came across. Yep.
Abraham Lincoln Green in the top 6.
Top 10 is now through.
4 scored 7 positions ago. I got a top 5, top set. Top
There's
10.
your Rocky Mountain ATV top 10. 250C Moto 1 is in the books. We're going to get ready in just a moment. They'll send it down to the podium.
We'll give you the replay here thanks to our folks at AMSOIL, presenting sponsor of this Monster Energy Amateur National, in a moment, and show you how Landon Schweiger got it done. Didn't get the whole shot, but he made a bunch of passes in a very short amount of time to get the lead, and then checked out from there, and he actually won this one by 11 seconds, which, as we mentioned, is a very big gap in a motocross race. There he is, already getting the congrats from the family, mechanic, and we're going to give you that AMSOIL rapid replay right here. Man, for 12 Schweiger, not a good start. Didn't matter.
Yeah, and for a lot, that's where it all starts and finishes right here. Get through that first turn safely. And he's in the hunt, though. He is close. There's the 34. Grabbed that whole shot. And then Schweiger was right there to capitalize here on the 12. He's in about 4th there now. Finds himself in the #1 spot. Kind of did it by himself. The whole race, 4 or 5 seconds, was as close as they ever got to him.
He was deep into lap traffic, took off. There's Coleman on the 14 and the 47 of Tyler Zebro. They were close the entire way. In the end, Schweiger takes the win. Evan Whittam, he was with him. He ended up finishing 2nd, and Coleman held off Zebro. That is 3rd and 4th. Easton Edgar was 5th. In a moment, we'll talk to the top 3 in 250C. Down to the podium. Again, C-Class is for riders new to racing, first year at Loretta Lynn Ranch and the National for any of these athletes. And they're learning a lot of lessons in a short amount of time.
Yeah, some of those guys look so disappointed, but man, it's such an accomplishment just to get top 3. Like, he's probably the fastest dude in a 5-state radius wherever home is for that young man that we're watching here.
Yeah, but at the highest level now, finishing up on the podium and getting a moto medal, that has got to feel good.
Got Gage Brown, got your back right there, so you know you're in good company there. Gage Brown making sure he's cooling down. Fast guys hang out together.
Yeah, Brown won a moto.
He's on
not
TV
that long
again.
ago.
Gage Brown, hey man, cool.
Yeah, there we go.
He's talking to Rick Johnson. He's talking to Rick Johnson.
Hey,
hey
Giving the signal. Yes, thank you.
Give that kid a goldfish, man. He just raced. He's hungry. There you go. Sponsored by Goldfish.
Gage Brown.
Endorsing it. Hey,
Gage
give
Brown,
that kid a deal.
You're
Good
my
job,
hero.
Gage Brown. He won a moto a little bit earlier. We are ready at the podium for 2-time champion Sophie Phelps when she is ready. And it is Landon Schweiger going to take the win. And we'll send it to the podium.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm down here with Landon Schweiger. Landon, congratulations on your first place in this first moto. Talk to us about that moto. You're in the C-Class, so this is your first time at Loretta's, correct?
Yeah, it is.
So tell me about that moto and how you got it done.
I got like a 26 pick. I was all the way inside, got a pretty good start. I was 3rd around like the 3rd turn. Just picked them off and then gained a little lead and then just loaded my race.
Now, is this actually your first moto or did you have an earlier class?
No, I had an earlier moto this morning.
All right, well, second moto ever here to be a win is pretty great. Who would you like to thank?
My mom, my dad, grandma, grandpa, Mashore Auto Body, Sarah Biss, Backyard Designs, Twin Air, Mika Metals, FXR, ODI, everyone else, thank you.
Landon Schweiger, everyone, first place here in 250C. And we'll welcome up our second place finisher, Evan Whittam. Give it up for him. Evan, that was pretty awesome. Now, if I remember correctly, you came from a little bit further behind, is that true?
Yeah, I picked 35th gate pick, was pretty far outside. Got a horrible start, I think it was like around 35th probably, but just made my way up through the pack.
And how difficult was that to do on this rough of a track in the afternoon?
It was pretty difficult. The bumps are big, track's difficult, but I made it work.
And who would you like to thank for helping you get here?
My mom, my dad, my brother, all my family watching back home, World Moto, my trainer Martine, Ronnie, 606 Factory, the whole Leonard family, Mountainside Power Sports, Valley Home Services, 110 Racing, 60, Scott, Dunlop, ODI, Dirt Care, TJ, and everybody else. Thank you.
That's Evan Witham, everyone. Give it up for him. Second place here in Moto 1 of 250C. Now we'll welcome up James Kuhlman. Give it up for him. James, congratulations on that gold medal. Talk to us about your day and how you pulled off that moto.
Sounds good. I got a promo to do during the moto. Once
the second time now today, and started like pretty much very inside. Got probably a top 5 start, and then got to like second in the third corner, and then kind of just chilled out and rode my race.
Well, that sounds like a good plan. You were able to make some pretty quick passes there. What was the secret to that?
Holding it wide.
Sounds like a good plan. And who would you like to thank?
Mom, dad, sister, girlfriend, Shannon Nide, Jake Balmer, Merge, FlowVision, 60, Fly, Mika, DT1, Sycra, Huxon Brand, Flow Motorsports, Nitro Lubricant, and everybody else. Thank you.
That's James Kuhlman, third place, 250C Moto 1. Give it up for him. And back up to you guys in the tower.
Thank you, Sophie Phelps. Well done, James Kuhlman, Evan Witham, and Landon Schwager. That is 250C. It will be a women's moto coming up, but they are going to put in some track maintenance. Looks like they got some water being thrown down in Storyland. So that will give us an opportunity to show you a couple other sides of the Loretta Lynn's experience. This is not actually a racetrack. This is a campground where they've built a racetrack inside of it. And the campground area goes literally for miles. So save money on all your insurance needs, whatever type of thing you have, whether you want to talk car, home, boat, motorcycle, or RV, go to Progressive Insurance and just scan that QR code right there. We thank Progressive for their support of this event and a lot of other, the professional side motocross events as well. And that is just a very, very literally small sampling of how big the campground area is. You hop in a golf cart or a side-by-side or a truck, you take a long ride out there, and you still see campers from miles down the road here at Loretta. So it's a pretty unique aspect of this sport. And what's interesting is the pit area keeps getting bigger even though the amount of racers never changes. That just means the vehicles are getting larger because the number of people stays the same because the event is capped at 36 classes and 42 riders in each class. And because this is an entire experience, it's not just about the racing. It includes a lot of cool special activities. Thanks to Monster Energy for bringing Red Farron up as part of the opening day here at Loretta's. Check this out.
How y'all doing? My name is Blake Red Farron. Nowadays, I just go by Red Farron. We're out here at Loretta Lynn's 2026.
Wow, I didn't even know that myself. I know that Blake rode some arena cross and did some GNCC. I did not know that he had also worked for Moto Playground. That's pretty cool. We're going to get to the coverage of the women's class, so let's give you the intro of the riders that are racing Moto 1 of women.
How y'all doing? My name is Blake Red Farron. Nowadays, I just go by Red Farron. We're out.
Women, loaded and ready to drop. Dirty 100 points on the table.
It's going to be a good one here. The women's class always hotly contested. Real quick, going to talk to Monica from the RDC Foundation. You've been doing a really cool thing for how many years we going now? I'm going to say, is this 4? Do I have it right?
Our, fourth Loretta's.
Okay, 4th Loretta's. And this is providing a scholarship to give some money to help riders get some expenses to go to Loretta's. They write you to explain why their story might be more in need than others?
Yeah, I mean, more in need, or even just like how they've overcome things to, to get here. And some of them are paying for it themselves. Some of them, their families have fallen into hard times, or, bike problem. You go through it all, right? I mean, it's a crazy sport, and there's also real life that plays into it too. So there's a lot that they've overcome over the years. So they just share their stories, and we go through those, and we award as many as we can. We raise money throughout the year to be able to help them, and we come here and award them, so they don't know till they get here. When we show up to their camp or lure them over to our tent.
Oh, no kidding. So you might knock on the door of the motorhome, and they're finding out for the first time that their essay was one of the ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we walk up with the big check. We're Publishers Clearinghouse, Loretta style.
Yeah, oh, that's great. So how can people for next year get involved and maybe send in their essay and maybe get some help?
Yeah, so every year we start taking applications the Monday after regionals are complete.
Okay.
And it's about 2.5, 3 weeks that we take the applications, and then we go through those, and we're ready when we show up here. So I'm here all week. I meet all the applicants. This year we're awarding $17,000.
$17,000 from RDC Foundation. We'll give you more on that in a moment. Now the revs are up and gate is down in the women's class. And again, this is going to be wild to see who's even out here this year. Kaylee Sutton is going to grab the whole shot, the number 52. And it's going to be a mix of some young up-and-coming riders and some veterans in the mix as well. Watching the women's class right now, the 17 has already taken over the lead. And that is a familiar name here at Loretta's. Trying to get that in 1 second. RDC Foundation, how do we get info? We gotta make sure, because next year people after regionals are going to want to get involved. So how do people get involved with that?
So next year, right after regionals are complete, we've actually partnered with Verb. So through the Prospect app, we're doing the application process now. So you go on there, do your application, and we, like I said, we go through it all and do the awards. We're also, this week we're doing a raffle, so we're giving away a Moto Toolbox. So if you guys want to come by FMF and check it out and enter the raffle, you can scan the QR code and start contributing to next year's fund.
Awesome. All right, it's on the Prospect app now. Good job, Monica. Thanks very much. Go stop by FMF or just look for you walking around. Going to be beating the pavement. A lot of walking to do.
I do lots of walking, lots of talking, so lots of reminiscing.
Yep.
So this is where all our core memories are. So love to share rider stories and appreciate everybody that's contributed or wanted to be a part of it. And I'm happy that they're part of our story, and it's great. I couldn't ask for a better turnout really this year.
Absolutely, and thanks for what you do supporting the riders. Thanks, Monica of the RDC Foundation, stopping by. Check them out on the Verb Prospect app. See their setup over there by FMF. She's going to go walk around. We're going to bring Sophie Phelps in here to talk WMX class. I said it was a familiar face out front, and that is Hannah Hodges, who's had a lot of success through the years at Loretta. She's out front. But the battle is on right now. Piper Bell, who's been hovering around that podium area at the professional level, on the 67, looking to take the lead from Hodges. Sophie, what are you seeing out here? Good battle for the lead.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome pass that Piper just put on Hannah. I'm looking through the names right here, and just to point out a couple that we've seen in WMX races, if you've been paying attention to those this summer. Mayla Herrick sitting in 4th place right now. Piper Bell, like you just said, is in 2nd. A little bit further down the list, we've seen Shelby Rowland. She's currently in 9th, and Jordan Jarvis, who's won some championships here at the ranch before, is in 17th. So those are just some familiar names that you may have heard of, but now we're going to meet some new girls here up front.
Yeah, that's the nice mix at Loretta. So there's the 23 of Herrick. You might remember her. She shows up. She's old enough to turn pro. Literally, her birthday is the Friday of the High Point National. and then she wins the moto and wins it in dominant fashion. Whole shot to checkers. Got in a first turn crash, got a little banged up, but luckily not too serious, but wasn't able to finish that second moto at High Point. So that'll be interesting. And she is already closing in on the lead duo. Bell and Hodges having a battle here, K-Dub. This is good stuff.
Yeah, this is great stuff. A lot of incredible action here in this women's Moto 1. And I actually was watching the Mount Morris coverage and really excited to see that young lady here at Loretta. Says that was a bad crash. I mean, all crashes are bad, but in the first turn, had the red flag situation. And that was a tough one for Herrick.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly, but she clearly recovered, and she's back at full speed, it looks like, as she's going for some passes here in the second and first place.
3 wide as they fly by the tower here. This is pretty incredible moto.
Yeah, because once Bell made the move on Hodges, Hodges has not let her go, and now you've got Herrick right there. 3-rider battle. Herrick's going to split them through the middle. Can she get them both? Hodges has retaken the lead from Bell. Herrick to second. Bell's going to go back to third. Herrick's not done. Sophie, she's going for the pass.
She is. You can see her on the outside here of Hannah. And now the beautiful thing right there is that gives her the inside line on this corner so she can complete that pass. Set up very well by Mela. She's young, but she is smart.
Hannah Hodges going to rail the outside, try to get it back. Oh, and almost lost it right there.
Hard on the gas was the 17, broke the rear end loose a little bit. Almost again coming out of the mechanics area as the 23 is trying to set sails.
Hannah Hodges is not going to let her go, which you can see Mela clearly has a lot of speed, but Hannah she's always been fast here. She's trained for this for years, and she is a veteran of the women's class.
Yeah, this is her full focus. Doesn't race the professional tour where Herrick has just graduated to that. But again, at Loretta's, the women's pros are eligible to race here, and Herrick hasn't scored a lot of points. Again, only has 1 professional moto completed under her belt. So she's only 17 years old, but boy, has she taken control of this moto.
Yeah, nice, impressive 2:07.6 for the leader there, as that's an impressive lap time.
Yeah, 2:07, putting about 3 seconds into everyone else. I got an update that Jarvis actually stalled it on lap 1 and was probably somewhere around last, and she has moved to 6th place. And you can see her in the back of the screen there making moves. No, in the middle of the screen already. That's Jarvis in the 30. Are you kidding me? She made up 9 spots on this last lap alone.
I have to know, where do you get your intel?
I got good people in my area.
People.
You got people. Yeah, actually, I'm going to shout out my guy Rich Trevelise from Englishtown Raceway Park. Tapped me on the shoulder and said, I just saw Jarvis stall the bike.
On lap 1.
Yep, and she is already up to 4th place.
Now that is probably the worst time to stall a bike. So Jordan is definitely making the best of a bad situation right there. Still putting down 2:11s though, which is bringing her up to the front of the pack, trying to catch Piper Bell.
Piper Bell also in those 2:11s, so Jordan's going to have to find a little bit more according to the math, but we say that as, look, Piper Bell just comes across at a 2:13, so a little bit slower lap, losing 2 seconds there over her previous lap time did Piper Bell. So, you know, sometimes you look at the live timing and scoring and they're posting the same lap times, but you just see the gap, you know, growing or shrinking, and now we see why, as Jordan Jarvis and Hannah Hodges, both riders in front and behind Piper Bell, some 3 seconds faster.
Now, on the subject of lap times, we just said that the 2:07 was fast.
Yeah, well,
Mela Herrick, 2:03.8.
What?
I knew where you were going with that.
Yes, because it's glaring. That is an incredible lap time by Mela. Already 10 seconds ahead of second place.
That's a pretty drastic drop, taking 4 seconds off when she had clear racetrack.
Yeah, we're 2 laps in the book. She's now on, she's in segment 1, just went to segment 2 on her 3rd lap. Unbelievable.
The 22, saw her toward the front earlier, trying to make her way back up. Want to mention for those folks watching on some of the other platforms right now, like Roku or YouTube or Amazon Prime, this is the FloRacing 24/7 channel. We welcome you. We're giving you an exclusive look at the kind of action FloRacing streams all year long. Dirt, pavement, drag racing, and everything in between, like this, motocross. As you see the 52 of Kaylee Sutton looking to make moves. Go to FloRacing.com and you can access more than 1,000 races live and on demand. And they have a lot of other sports as well. Scan that Flow code to subscribe to Flow Racing right now. Battle is on right now. The 22, Tinley McCoy, wants to make some passes.
Yes, Tinley is also racing the girls class, I believe, and in fact was one of the fastest in practice yesterday. So to be able to put together great rides on both a mini bike and a big bike is pretty impressive, and that's what we're seeing from Tinley, at least so far in the women's class, and we'll see how the girls class works out for her.
Up to the 62 right in front of her. Or is that the 52 of Sutton?
It is, yeah.
And that is 5th and 6th place. Herrick is gone. Jarvis, let's see if she can make some ground up toward that podium. She's in 4th right now. It's a good battle here between these three. Moore, Sutton, and McCoy.
Yeah, Jordan Jarvis definitely looking to shave off some time. Her past lap times have been much faster than those in front of her, so she's definitely catching them. Piper Bell in 3rd place is going to have to keep going pretty fast to stay away from Jordan.
And I think we just had a pass there. Zoe Moore up to 5th on the 36, ahead of McCoy now. Sutton and Harris battling on the screen. The 74 is Harris. That is 8th place. Gonna run the outside.
3 riders very close right here again. This is one awesome hallmark of the women's class is great battles.
Yeah, some of the most dramatic battles I've ever seen for titles here at Loretta's have been in this class. A lot of legends working their way through here. And because for so many years for the women's class, this was the title to win. The professional level has come in and out of the sport, but there's always been Loretta's as a pinnacle, and we have seen riders put everything they have into it. Sophie, you won this title 2 times. At that point, was this really considered your #1 goal? Was this the spot?
Yes, by far. There was no other race that compared to Loretta Lynn's nor race series. Whereas now there's the WMX series that once you've done some amateur years here, you can move up, and of course you can still come back and do both, but that is now seen as the pinnacle of women's motocross racing here in the U.S. However, yeah, back in my day.
Yeah, you're officially old enough. Congrats.
I am so glad that she has to say that.
Wow, yeah. Just do not ask her what year she's born. Just
well,
don't ask.
I'm not.
It's a mistake.
I understand how young she is, but I'm glad that she could speak as the elder because I remember, and it hurt my heart, last year she asked if Loretta's was a thing when I rode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah,
like, did they have this race when you rode?
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, they even had round wheels. It was crazy.
And they were made out of metal. That was the next craziest thing I learned. It wasn't wood.
They were spoke. They were just spoke wheels. They had the spokes and nothing else.
Well, I was concerned that it was maybe wooden wheels drawn by a
horse and buggy. When they say horsepower, that's where it started, right?
That's right. It is a wrench.
Started with Kevin Windham.
No, with the horse. But you get a taste of your own medicine, and that is the progression of the sport and the opportunities that these athletes have. You know, I noticed you said America there. There's a lot of racing all over the world for the stars of the sport today and the women, and no shortage of talent here as we see Herrick here heading back into Storyland. But the opportunities are amazing, and racing is in such a great position.
And this is really that story right here with Herrick. Really just was waiting for her to be old enough to turn professional. Had to wait till her 17th birthday, and she is going to be a force when the Pro Series resumes in 2 weeks at Unadilla. See where she fits in. And then you mentioned that international component as we watch Jarvis in the 30 starting to move up on Bell for the podium for that international component. Now the series are starting to mix around the world. Jarvis, though, she just made that pass pretty quickly, and the number 30 is into 3rd.
I'm going to say that she's not done making passes here.
Okay.
As, she is quite a bit faster than Hannah Hodges currently. Let's see if Hannah can feel the pressure from behind, as last lap she turned a 2:15, and that has Jordan Jarvis now into the 3rd spot with a 2:08.4. 3-second gap. I don't even think we need to get Kevin Kelly in here for that math or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's happening.
You know, I was giving Kevin credit for the math, but then I realized the last time around he just used a calculator. So that's I'll give him points for resourcefulness, but not for math.
I was on his side of the table, and I saw down below.
Come on,
he had the calculator in hand.
I thought I was impressed. Wait a minute,
down?
is that Herrick the leader?
That is.
It is.
The leader has crashed. He's trying to pick the bike up. Well, Hodges, how far back was she? How far back was Jarvis?
30 seconds was Hannah Hodges. So let's see what happens as timing and score catches up. But, man, another unfortunate mistake for Mela Herrick.
She was a little bit off of the track as well, so hopefully
Call us through his replay here.
All right. So we got this tabletop. It looks like she just lands with her wheel sideways. Is that what you're seeing, K-Dub?
Yeah, a little bit outside of the line. Watch as she lands. She's just about a tire width out of the line. Watch the dark line. The dark dirt's going to be the line. Just a hair out. Gets a tuck. Down on her head, unfortunately, but looks like she is okay. Let's wait and see what happens. Yeah, she's still in the leads. She's crossed segment number 1.
She is, and in fact, we could see her out the window here, coming by the tower.
Yeah, no problem. Wouldn't even know what happened. How about the technique? Barely takes the feet off. I think the last part of this rut, she'll have to dab just slightly.
Her lead went from 33 seconds down to 19.
Okay, so it's still manageable.
A 19-second lead after that fall.
They're not even going to know it happened. And Jarvis just made the move on Hodges. There's Hodges on the 17. Jarvis now just ahead of her.
And excuse me, if you look at Jordan Jarvis to the side of her name, there's a plus 14 over there.
Impressive.
She's been going to work.
Yep, made up 14 positions after that early race mistake. But she's going to need another error from Herrick if she wants a shot at leading this one. Herrick now deep into lap traffic. Sophie raced this class for many years. I do feel like lap traffic a bigger factor in the women's class than we see in most of the other divisions.
Yes, as it is an open skill level class, you get A, B, and C riders in here. You are naturally going to be passing more riders if you're in front because you're not just racing with people super close to your speed. So yes, you're dealing with a lot of lap traffic, so you just have to be smart and keep your head on a swivel out there, just like you would for any other class. But yeah, you just might be passing a higher volume of riders.
Did you ever have to apologize to anyone after the race after you had lost your cool a little bit? It has happened.
I don't know if it was a lose my cool thing so much as as we see the 2 card come out with Mela. I will say that I did run into a girl one time, and she had a bad crash because of it. I got out stuck.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was the apology that I gave. But Mela Herrick so far has been clean with the lap passes. So she's doing a better job than I did.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, the week is still young. She's going to be dealing with traffic all week long. Yeah, there are riders out here that are not full-time racers. There are some, obviously, you see these riders up front who are fully focused on motocross, and you can see the difference as Mela Herrick, the next big thing in women's motocross in America, just going to try to bring this thing home. Honestly, K-Dub, she was lucky that crash wasn't worse. I mean, that could have been a moto ender if that had gone a little bit differently.
Yeah, it could have been a weekender, to be honest with you. She lost that front end, and, you know, you start leading with your shoulder and head and stuff. You know, thank goodness doesn't look like she had anything major. But collarbones are kind of a common thing, right? It's not hard to do it, and it will take you out of the week very quickly. So I am super excited to see her remount and continue this battle, because look, we're going to get, I'm not doing anything. She is going to get through Loretta's and then have some more big events coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be big at Unadilla. Where will she stack up with the defending champion, Lala Turner? Are we going to get Charlie Cannon back? Charlie, I know, got hurt in Australia. You think she'll be back for Unadilla? Any idea?
From what I understand, she will be back.
Okay.
We're going to have the full lineup, Mela included.
So this weekend she got hurt, or just last weekend?
Charlie got hurt about a month ago.
No, she raced in Australia this week.
She
still raced.
She cracked her scapula.
Yes,
correct.
And still raced last week.
Still raced.
Charlie raced last
In
week.
fact, she was the fast qualifier.
Yeah, I was keeping up with my Australian motocross.
Watching the Australian women's motocross, Kevin Wyndham. Well done, sir.
He's a fan of the sport.
I am a fan of the sport.
Well, that is pretty awesome. Awesome to hear that K-Dub's keeping up with the women over there. Like we were saying earlier, we have a lot of our women from America racing all over the world, and then ladies from all over the world coming here to race in the WMX series. That is the fun thing about in each country having a slightly shorter series than the men's series is you're seeing women all over the place.
Yeah, racing all over the world. So Mela Herrick, watch out for her at Unadilla, but the order of business right now is going to be winning here at Loretta. She's got a big lead on the number 23. Good to see support from the SLR Honda team. They were willing to wait. They knew she wasn't going to race the first 2 rounds of the Pro Series, but they gave her help anyway.
Yeah, they're helping her out with getting a bike to the races and helping her under the tent. She was telling me that she has a mechanic lined up for the next couple of rounds, which she thinks is great, and that takes a load off of her dad. And then, as well as that, she's able to work with Michaela Nielsen. And she said she learns a lot from being around a more experienced rider like
Oh, no! She is down again.
That is Herrick.
Oh, no.
You saw it, K-Dub, and is she even going to be able to get back up? She had that big lead, about 20 seconds. Last lap.
Where's Jarvis?
Unbelievable. This is what you see at Loretta's, man. No leader could not take anything for granted. There is Jarvis.
Just going into the 10 Commandments here.
They're about 8 or 9 commandments separate. Man, after that last segment, they were 21 seconds apart, and now it's down to just a few.
Can Jarvis put it together? Does she see her? And you got to figure Herrick is at least shaken up, if not wounded, not tripling. And Jarvis is tripling, closing the gap. This is a battle for the lead.
She's not in race trim right now, as Jarvis is right on her heels.
Can Jarvis make it happen here in the final lap? Herrick's got to dig so deep. That was a tough crash in the 10 Commandments. There she is on the Honda, the leader, getting blocked by some lappers. And Jarvis definitely knows she's there now.
She certainly does, and these leaders could, or these lappers could help or hurt Mela Herrick. Same thing with Jarvis.
Whoa!
Whoa, Jarvis almost went for a ride there.
You call that? It almost got Jarvis. Look at this. We are side by side.
Last lap battle for the lead. You're looking at the 23 in red and the 30 in blue. Herrick a crash. I don't think she's 100%. Jarvis has got 2 turns to try to make the pass for the win.
And lappers.
And lappers. We can't forget about those. We have the sand corner and the Bermuda Triangle. This could go anywhere from here.
How about Herrick digging deep, not wanting to give in? 1 turn away. Jarvis on the outside's got to grease this corner.
Square her up.
She did square her up. Side by side to the finish.
Wow.
Herrick holds on by 1.1. Yeah, 0.155 seconds. Unreal battle.
Very close.
What an exciting finish. Unfortunately, it came at the dismay to Herrick, where she's fell twice. So, you know, a young rider who has showed so much promise and so much speed, but now like kind of 3 crashes
that we've seen
in her last 2 events. You know, obviously one in the first turn, you don't know what goes on with that, but to take 2 spills in that first moto is going to be tough and going to make a really difficult week for her as get a top 10 rundown.
Got Jarvis in second, as you mentioned, by 1/10 of a second. Hodges for third on the Triumph. Bell fourth. Zoe Moore fifth. Kaylee Sutton, Kelsley Harris, Nanami Honda eighth. Lillian Pettis is ninth, and Shelby Rowland rounds out the top 10. Well, that was a more exciting one when they thought we were going to see going into the last lap.
That was much more exciting. Unfortunately for Herrick, she made it exciting, and she did look hurt the way she was riding. Now, K-Dub made a comment about her crashing a lot more recently, and I'm curious, just real quick, K-Dub, if you notice a difference in riders as they're increasing in speed, do you notice that they make more mistakes kind of while they're maturing?
Yeah, well, as I think we'll have a replay here in just a sec, you know, as you find new levels of speed, things come at you so much quicker. As we watch the Women Moto recap presented by AMSOIL, the rapid replay, they're through the first turn.
It was Callie Sutton that got the whole shot on the 52. She'd go on to finish 6th in this moto. Watch Hannah Hodges, 17 on the outside, making quick work of the leader.
And this is Piper Bell that Hannah Hodges is trying to get around right here. Now we see Mela Herrick, who managed to work her way up into the lead.
And then she goes down while leading, pulls it back out. And you're thinking on the last lap she's got it until this. Out.
That was a slam.
Yeah. And we didn't know she'd even get up. She does. And side by side over the finish line, you see dejected Jarvis had a shot at the moto win. She'll finish second. It'll be interesting to hear, though, if Herrick's okay. Adrenaline can sometimes get you to the finish. But you hope that it's not any more serious than that. And Hodges finishing up in third.
Yeah, so Sophia, like I was saying, it's just sometimes, you know, as you find a new level of speed, it's the ability of the eyes to interpret the information, because things are just coming at you so much faster. And speed is certainly not the issue for Mela Herrick, for sure. So I think she's in a comfortable place there, but it's almost like, let's grow into those new shoes, that new size, that new everything that's coming at her. Probably time to settle, like not try to grow her pace, but just grow into that pace a little bit. And I think she'll be right on the mark.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and I'm curious as far as that second crash goes, if that was at all caused by maybe the first crash and being a little bit
Well, we'll get to hear if she's all right as we send it down to Jackie Legs on the podium with our winner.
Check, check, check. All right, guys, we are ready to roll with Mayla Herrick, our first moto gold medalist here in the women's division. Mayla, that was quite the moto here for you in this first moto. Take us through it from your point of view.
I mean, it started off terrible. I was next to somebody on the start, and we came together, so I had a terrible start. And then, I mean, I passed my way up, hit the quad, was just flowing, and then got a little too comfortable and crashed twice, pretty gnarly. But I finished it off with a broken lever and just came home for the win.
Way to fight for it all the way down to the checkered flag. Mayla, like you said, 2 crashes in that one. Are you going to be healthy going into moto number 2?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. All right. Well, I know it takes a ton to get up here and win one of these motos. Who would you like to thank for helping you out this week?
I'd like to thank my trainer, Robbie Raynard, Raynard Training Complex, Ashley and the boys. Just, they're like a family to me. Fox, the gear this week is so sick. I can't thank Alex and Connor enough for all they do. Monster, Mike and Nick coming out here, Oakley, Aaron Kane, Dunlop, hooking up great out there, Rob Fox, Sun Enterprises, Mark from over there, Honda, Jeff, TCD, all the boys over there, got my stuff dialed. Renthal, Paul from Renthal, Gut Seats, DBK, AP Designs, EVS keeping me protected, Slade Racing, Malin, Dar for getting my pictures out there, MX Filter Service, Rob Amandi helping me with a little inside stuff, FCP Racing, Tamer Holshot getting me good starts, Specialized, Example Moto, Carson, and just Carson's helping me great. Keeping me motivated, Mother F keeping me, I guess, giving me some nutrients, and everyone else, thank you so much.
Let's hear it for your first moto winner, Mayla Herrick. All right, now we are going to get our silver medalist up to the podium. Jordan Jarvis, come on up. And here she is, everybody, your silver medalist, Jordan Jarvis. All right, Jordan, take us through your moto.
Yeah, it wasn't a great moto, to be honest with you. I got off to an okay start and almost ended up in the dirt over there. And the bike stalled, and unfortunately it took forever to start. So worked my way up from the very back, and it was tough trying to get around everyone, and the lappers got really challenging that last couple laps. So honestly, not thrilled with the second, but not a bad way to start the week.
Second place finish for you. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, Yamaha, Dusty Rocks, Gizmo Mods, 6T, FXR, everybody. This has been such a crazy year with me going up to Canada and Australia, Christina Denny for all the WMX races, and Jerry, and honestly everybody. There's so many people that helped me out. Couldn't do this without them.
Let's hear it for your silver medalist here, moto number 1, Jordan Jarvis. And now we're going to get our bronze medalist up to the podium. Miss Hannah Hodges, go ahead and take a step forward out here for me, Hannah. Third place here in moto number 1. Take us through it. How was it out there?
It was okay. I got a 39th gate pick, so that wasn't ideal, but I actually came out with a really good start and just tried to get some good laps out front, and just need to make a couple changes with me and the bike, and then, I mean, big picture, we're still in there for the title fight. That's all that counts.
39th gate pick up here to a third place finish. Who would you like to thank?
Lord Jesus Christ, keep me safe. My mom and dad, my husband, Jake, Triumph, Troy Lee Designs, Scott, Dunlop, Maxima, HP Solutions, Guts, and anyone else I forgot, thank you.
One final question. Who do we have here with you?
This is my little guy, Eli.
There it is. Hey, Eli. That'll do it for us. Our third place, everybody, Hannah Hodges. That is your women's class top 3. Back up to you guys at the tower.
All right, thank you, Jackson Burrell, and that's really cool to see maybe, who knows, another generation of Hodges racing in the future with Eli hanging out with Mom up there on the podium. That was really fun to watch. She's won herself a lot at Loretta's and picked up that bronze. See if she could be in title contention later on. Got another moto coming up, but we want to show you some of the other parts and pieces to life at the ranch. We mentioned Progressive. Get your RV insurance through them. They set up the Progressive Welcome Center right here at the front gate for the first time. This was a lot of cool swag to hand out to all the riders, all the participants here at the Monster Energy Amateur National.
and of course prizes for kids of all ages. Awesome to have Progressive on board, everything they do at the sport. You always like when those outside sponsors recognize the power of motocross, not just here at the amateur level, backing a lot of the professional teams and athletes as well. So that was a neat treat, I think, for people that didn't expect to see that when they rolled into the ranch. That's all new for 2026, the Progressive Welcome Center. That's going to do it for the women's moto. Good to hear that Mela Herrick was actually okay. We actually broke a lever on the motorcycle.
Not a body.
Yes,
just a lever.
Yeah, we'll take a lever.
We can change that.
Yeah, that's a lot easier. That hardware is a lot easier to repair than the other. So Herrick's okay with the moto win. We're going to move to our next class. Let's get to it.
Super Mini 1, 12 to 15. Up next, dirty 100 points on the table.
Points on the table, Weege.
Points on the table in Dirty 100, and honestly, a lot of bracky rights here. I've been looking forward to this class all day long. Super Mini is stacked. You can scan to download the Dirty 100 app. Gives you a lot of rankings of the top amateur racers through some of the top amateur events. Shout out to Moto Playground, who helps put that together. Long time media coverage of the amateur scene, including Loretta's. They run some great events of their own as well. And Super Mini, there's a lot of talk about this one. It's the last stop before riders move to the big bikes. Some of them at this point are too big to race on Super Minis. I think I recall a tall kid in a Kawasaki back in the day as well, stuffing himself onto a mini bike. You know
those pictures are something to see.
Were you normal size for the bike, like early in the season, and then by the time you get ready, you were big?
Growth spurt, I think, through the middle of the year. But you know what's crazy about this class is we watched the start card go up there. They point the riders down, gives them a chance to make sure their bikes are ready. And once that 2 goes up, this race is going. We know that they have no mechanical issues. They're going to turn it to the 1. Guys are going to put their bikes in gear. They go sideways, I believe, 3 to 5 seconds before this moto will be underway, as it is probably going sideways about now. Their heads go down, revs come up, and then what happens?
Gate is down.
The gate is down. Way to go, Weege.
Yeah, well done, Kevin Windham. Multi-time champ at Loretta has given us the call. Let's go with Super Mini. So Super Mini, they take the normal-sized bikes. Yep.
Okay. Great. Sorry about that.
Yes.
I was to finish the point I was making before this moto starts. Is it's rumor now that these kids.
Oh, we had a big flip there. Looks like everybody's okay, but stacked under the motorcycle. Boy, you haven't seen many crashes there in the 3rd turn, but it just happened.
So these guys are getting scouted and actually picking up deals for future programs
right here
to the professional ranks in the Super Mini class.
That is crazy.
And if you were going to pick one, which one would you think you would pick right now?
Well, Easton Graves certainly making it look good right now, K-Dub, with that whole shot.
I think he's one of the ones that is looking at a deal currently to take him all the way into the professional ranks.
It still happens here. A little less at that upper echelon at Loretta's, the pro sport level. A lot of those riders already have rides, but for sure in Super Mini, and you see the age, it's a 12 to 15 class. This is often the last spot where these riders have a shot to show the motocross industry what they have and pick up those rides with the top teams. Love the replay of this flip in the ruts here. Elliot Boucher has moved up to 2nd behind Graves. Watch this down the inside.
A handful of brake. I think he just missed his mark a little bit.
Really? Okay.
And to correct it from going over to high side, just grabbed a handful of brake and did the old nose wheelie.
That was Gavin Giomi, who's now back in last place. That's 42nd. Oh, and more contact, and another rider down in the sand.
Number 91, that's going to be Reed Cohn. Elliot Boucher now up to the number 2 position. Samuel Hawk's going to be in 3rd.
Might have a battle on our hands here. Let's see if Graves can maintain this gap of about 3 seconds early on. Green flag waves. That means it's a clear track. Race is underway. Boucher, he's got work to do to get to Graves, and look at the lead they've already built over everybody else. Cooper Johnson just came through in 4th.
Now, in such a tight class, that is a really impressive gap, especially after one lap.
I didn't expect to see that.
Everyone else is coming through in like hordes of bikes.
Yes.
But they are out ahead on their own.
I have to wonder if maybe Gavin stacking it up on the inside, maybe because he was about 3rd place. I wonder if that held some riders up, because this is, an abnormally large gap for lap 2.
We'll see
one of these motos.
We'll definitely see as they come around for lap 2 and we get an official time. But I can tell you for the 41 riders that don't have the number 31 on their bike, that's the guy they did not want to see to get the whole shot.
No.
Right?
So are you just theorizing, Kevin Windham, that he might have some deals on the table this week? Or
I'm actually not theorizing.
This is real. This is real. Info.
So you just asked Weege who's his insider. Now who's your insider that's giving you knowledge?
I unlike Weege, I cannot divulge.
I just said I got good people. Actually, no, I did say it was Rich from Englishtown on that one. When it comes to this stuff,
keep
the cards close to the vest. Oh, who would that be down? This is what we call storyland in the back of the track. That is the 37, third place.
Hawk.
Oh, yeah, Hawk there was in third. So that's going to change the order. More riders down.
It is. Now, after being one of the few riders that is up in that front pack, that is really unfortunate to now be stuck behind many riders.
Yeah, had done all the right things.
Wow, did you see one of those Super Minis go for that triple?
Just triple it out.
That is
He made
impressive.
that. Yeah. So a Super Mini, it's kind of a fun name. The traditional mini cycle is the 85cc bike. These are 85s, but they put bigger wheels on them, and they can punch the motor out, make it a little bit bigger instead of 85cc. Yeah, they're super. I think the rule now is 112. At one point it was 105. I think it's 112 now. So they're a little bit faster, and they have bigger wheels on the standard size 85cc chassis. It's the last step before you're on a full-size motorcycle. That Cooper Johnson making moves.
So Sophia, I don't know if you realize this, but this class was around when I raced.
Really? So you raced a Super Mini?
Not just Loretta's, but this class is around?
The whole class was around.
Wow, okay.
And but I believe that power to weight ratio, this is one of the most incredible and fun bikes to ride. So that I think power to weight ratio makes it and the talent that's normally the depth and parity in this class it's just a fun one to watch, but it's also a fun class and bike to ride.
Fully agree with that, by the way, because that, like, adding that extra displacement, you're getting almost about a 30% increase of displacement there. From 85 to 112 is a pretty.
She didn't need the calculator either on that one. Kevin Kelly's got nothing
mind
on her.
just blew.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw smoke coming out of his ears when Sophia started spitting that out.
So to keep it on that small chassis and have that big of a displacement change is a really big deal. So what Caleb's saying is true. My Super Mini that was built out was one of my favorite bikes to ever ride because it's so impressive.
Yeah, did you race the girls class here at one point?
I did, yeah.
Yes, and that's on Super Minis?
A bunch of years on the Super Mini, yep.
What was your best in that one?
Second.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That gave you the motivation for the bigger class for sure.
It did. It took what it needed, and I think what did it was you calling me a runner-up.
Really?
Wow. Yes.
Hey, I'm here to motivate. Apparently, I should make a living doing that.
Hey, just off screen, I think we've had a problem here with Boucher. Elliot, no, he's back up to 2. We lost him for a second, but just populated.
Man, a lot of riders going down. Not huge crashes. Everybody up and okay. That is the 34 who is down. Going to find him on our sheet here in Super Mini.
Or we could just pull him up on the Prospect app and learn so much about the number 34.
Yeah, well said. Keegan McDade. Oh, I know McDade.
Scan the app.
Here a long time.
Scan the app on screen right now. Download that Prospect app, and your jaw will drop when you see the information that you can gain and catch up on with these riders. Pretty much, once it goes in, it doesn't come out.
It is so impressive, the amount of data they have on there.
It is pro-level stuff and statistics on the amateur riders of the Prospect app and also the Dirty 100 as well, giving you an idea of where these riders stand. Graves drew down a 158 lap time.
Wow.
Open a big gap over Boucher.
That's man stuff.
Yeah, that's Super Mini right there.
That is.
Living up to the name.
And now remind me, in our 250B class, which was not too long ago, approximately what times were we running? Was it about mid-150s?
57s? 55? All right, 155. Last time around, Graves didn't have as good a one. Here's a rider to watch. Watch the 89 of Tace Morgan and Maddox Temmerman. They're the two riders you see here. They're working together. Temmerman 4th, Morgan 5th, and they're going to try to get to those podium spots.
Yeah, Jackson Vick actually with a 201 on that last lap, as well as Timmerman. Easton Graves at that 2 flat now after his fast lap of 58, so he settled into a little bit of a pace, sitting on the 13-second lead. But Timmerman and Vick, I think they have some moving to do here in this moto with 12 minutes to go, 13 minutes to go.
So Kevin, you won a lot of titles here at Loretta's. You now have riders come through your facility, Farm 14. Is that something you try to teach, the managing of the gaps, or is that just something a rider has to figure out on his own? Is that something you can actually strategize and learn, or has got to happen in races?
Yeah, I mean, we'll discuss it, and I think ultimately it's riding at your comfort zone. And I'll have to say, like, I don't think Easton is, like, about to step over the line.
Yeah.
But I think a 158 is probably, like, getting pretty close.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we know you can do it. You just did it, and now that you're on a 15-second lead, to pull it back to about that 2 flat, it's not slow enough to take you out of your rhythm, but it's slow enough that you ensure that you never step over the line. Because once it goes over the line, bad things happen.
Yeah, we saw it even in that previous moto with a couple crashes later. She was able to hold on and win. Cooper Johnson. Sophie, Cooper Johnson has made tracks. He wants second place. He's on the move.
He is. I was surprised when we moved to this view, and all of a sudden he was right on the tail of Elliott Boucher. They came around the finish line with under a second between the two, now about that far away. But yeah, Cooper is chasing him down.
Now we're starting to see the favorites. It's got another rider down and now backwards on the track. We're seeing the favorites start to move toward the front. The first motos here at this event, your gate selection, your starting grid selection is picked at random. So you'll often have a lot of the fast riders. They just don't get the lucky pick. They have to start all the way on the outside. They don't start as well. And that's why you see riders like Temmerman, Vic, Tace Morgan, Race Matson. They're outside the top, but they could be riders on the track.
Yeah, as we look to the right of their name, good call there. We just, you know, we see a lot of double digits to the plus side, which means, you know, they've passed 14 and 10 riders, respectively. Craiglow +8. So, yeah, there's a lot of come from behinds. And for the most part, you like to think that it was probably a chip. But, you know, things happen.
Yeah.
And you're 42 bikes wide and you're going into the first turn. So who knows what happened, or a tip over or whatever. But the wild card is always the chip draw here at Loretta Lynn's.
Yep, and that has not changed. There is practice sessions yesterday and people track lap times, but it's not for qualifying. It's just for practice. The battle we're watching right here. Scan that code right there for the St. Jude's Lapathon. Donating money to St. Jude, helping children with cancer. Not too actually far from here in the Memphis, Tennessee area is the St. Jude Hospital and HQ. This battle is going strong right now. The 89, Tace Morgan, airing that out.
Wow, impressive on a Super Mini. Impressive regardless of which bike.
That's true. Hey, Kevin Windham said it. Power to weight ratio, these bikes can fly. There's no doubt about it.
Not only did I say it, Sophie backed it.
30%. She backed it with numbers.
I just was really like just vague.
Sophie's went to college for engineering. That's a whole lot. She's lapping the field of anyone else.
Look at these lap times.
With knowledge.
On screen now, FloRacing lap times, last lap. Graves now at a 02, Johnson 04, Boucher 05. So we may have missed Boucher making a small mistake as Cooper Johnson moves to the third place position. And then there's Timmerman there, still 2-minute flat, 0.5, halfway through the moto, 9 minutes remaining. It's an impressive lap time. Yeah, Easton threw down the 158.9, so just, I don't want to discredit it, but right at the 59 mark. Here we are halfway through, and Timmerman turning his fastest lap of the moto, 12 minutes in.
Yeah, we got to watch that fifth place rider on the 56. See if he can move up toward those podium spots with that 2-minute flat pace, lap after lap. A battle right here.
He is comfortable with passing this moto. I mean, he is really not used to it with 14 spots up right now and more to come.
Sophie, did you find passing on this track? Look, everyone says that every motocross track is tough to pass on. Start's super important. But I got to imagine you found there were more lines on this track than the average.
Than possibly any other that I have ridden.
Really?
I would say. Especially when it's developed like this. I mean, you have old rough lines and then new lines that aren't quite developed yet. So those aren't going to be quite as fast because those new lines might be a combination of a couple of different old lines. And there's ruts all the way across the track. You can see that everywhere. Braking bumps, acceleration bumps. You have to be so smart about picking your lines. So if you are better at picking lines than anyone else, you're going to have a massive advantage. So yeah, I believe that it's an awesome place to make passes. And by awesome place, I mean the entire course.
I think most of the time riders will say, oh, you can't pass on this track.
Yeah, always.
And there's so many lines and so many opportunities on this track. I'm just going to go head out on a limb and say it, that if your excuse is you could not pass because of the track, it's time to start looking in the mirror.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, look at this. Everywhere you go, you see riders in different lines on this track. I wish we could get this type of situation at every track, this type of passing, because we've seen it in this moto for sure.
Well, as we spoke about it, the Monster Energy live drone delivers exactly what these riders have to decipher through and pick and try to find which one is the fast one. You see them cross and come together and all the different options. So yes, thank you, Monster Energy and the live drone pilot, as we are seeing plenty of opportunities to get the job done.
This is such an awesome view. I mean, now you can really see, all of the fans can see, and even us up here in the booth, just how many lines there are. And I think that is one of the trickiest things about racing motocross, is choosing lines on top of being skilled on the dirt bike.
Okay, so K-Dub, I asked you about riders learning, where their limit is and their pace and how to manage. How do you teach line selection, as critical as it is?
Well, and this is a skill that is probably reserved for the highest level. Okay. But I will say, and I've talked to many pros about this, we do not expect to run the same line more than 3 times. And when I say the same line, maybe you might still be in the same line, but you're going to run it in a different fashion or form. And I think that when you get to the pinnacle of your skill and like I remember being able to run a line and go, that felt like it was about to give.
Wow.
And then so you almost have to think, okay, 42 more people have to go through that line. Is it still going to be there when I get around the next time, or do I ride it the same way? Meaning, am I going to sit all the way through it? Am I going to stand 3/4 through it? Am I going to try to cut out of it? Is it a clutch turn? Is it a trail brake turn? Is it a roll on? Is it a blast? All these different things that you're doing with throttle. And then still have to remember that, 13 corners later, 1 lap later, with God knows what's going on with the rest of the lap. So that's kind of the pinnacle of the sport, is hit a rut and say, you know what, that felt a little bit like it gave a little bit. There's no way that rut's going to survive 42 more people hitting it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and while you're thinking of it, now you're on to the next section of the track, thinking about that section.
Well, Sophia, you've hit a line before where you're like, that's not going to be there next lap. Like, that hook would just blew out. Sometimes you can actually feel the cave of the rut fall down behind you.
Yes, yep, you could feel that. Additionally, sometimes you are the one that blows out the rut.
All right, you're admitting
you can for sure feel that.
And there's been times when I've blown them out on purpose because I knew some dude was behind me coming hot, and I'm like, I'm going to get a little high, I'm going to blast it just a touch and try to blow this thing out.
Can I just say that is such impressive skill to be able to ride at the top of it and not go over yourself, but also to ruin it for the guy behind you.
Yeah, but that does happen.
Yes, and then on top of this incredible skill that K-Dub is talking about, you also have to take into account what dirt you're working with. In this track alone, there's a couple different types of dirt that you'll see across the track. So you jump into one corner and you feel it move, you feel the sand move, and you're going to feel the sand move every single time. So you have to be aware that, yeah, that's going to move, obviously, it's sand, and then you're going to go to the next corner, and if something hard-packed moves, then you know, well, that rut just gave, and that one's going to be different. And sand does that every lap.
That's pretty impressive stuff. Good high-end analysis here. Sophie Phelps and Kevin Windham, they've won titles here at Loretta's. Easton Graves, you see on the 31. He's got it under control right now. He's got a 22-second lead. No wonder teams want to sign this kid.
Yes, he does have it under control right now, but I am super interested with the Boucher and Vic battle right here, as Vic was a 2:03 last lap. We'll see what he does here as Easton Graves just goes by to get the 2-lap card. Chilling at a 2:05. 1:58 was his best, so I would say he's in chill mode for sure. 8 laps complete, 2-lap board is out. But this is a big move for Vic because, like we were talking earlier, a 3:11 could get it done, but a 4 at that point, if you go 4 in the first moto, something has to happen to Graves or the rest of the field. Vic is, like we said earlier, plus 11, bad start. Who knows what happened? Probably a bad draw, but he is just 1.6 seconds behind Elliott Boucher.
Yeah, Vic on that number 70. See him on the outside. Maddox Temmerman has caught him. So we might have a 3-rider fight. Temmerman is up the inside and has made the move on Vic. Watch out, White Husqvarna. He's digging with time running out.
He is, and now they work their way around a lapper.
There's Boucher.
Got Boucher in his sight.
Three-way battle there.
Yep.
Boucher, Vic, Temmerman.
Oh, this is going to come down to the wire. And, yeah, what you're talking about there, Kevin, it's the 3-moto format. That's motocross tradition here. You race 3 times in the week. You calculate all 3 motos together. Whoever has the lowest total number with their finishes is the champ. So The difference between a third and a fourth in the first race could be all the difference in the title by the end of the week. And Temmerman knows it. He wants to get Boucher.
Can I just make a comment on how smooth Maddox Temmerman looks going through those braking bumps? He's wheeling over them and he's doubling through some of the other ones, whereas some of his competition is slamming into them. He's saving himself energy and going faster.
That's kind of the new school style, and Maddox has got it dialed as he continues to close. Boucher's really going to have to dig to hold on to third.
Different lines here again as we set up for the 20 miles of bad road. Wow, not able to triple over. Not going to hurt him much as, look at him trying to go to the inside, going to have lap traffic here. It's enough to get the pass. Oh, I thought Boucher was going to fight back.
Here we go, around the outside this time is the move, and just like that, Maddox Temmerman has moved up again. What a charge by this kid.
He has, and Jackson Vick hasn't quite let Boucher go. He's still in his sights, so if Jackson can put down this good last lap, he might be able to pull off fourth place.
Look at him through the inside. Is it going to be enough as they head down to the Bermuda Triangle? Boucher may get held up with some lap traffic here. No, it was enough. Boucher thread the needle, kept it a little bit tight as he exited the Bermuda Triangle. It is enough for now, but pressure still there from Vick.
It's going to be fun, the second and third motos of this class, when you get these riders off the gate together. Graves absolutely slammed everybody in this moto, but you want to see the Temmerman, Vick, Morgan, Craig Lowe, some of those riders third on back. What could they do with better starts in the second moto? There's Vick on the 70, trying to get to Boucher on the 35.
Yeah, he just got him.
He did.
Yep.
Yeah, there's the 35 now on the outside. So that's going to move Vick up to fourth. Never over here at Loretta. Sophie, last lap, couple passes there.
Yeah, he certainly, I mean, you can still make plenty of passes on the last lap. It's just a pretty stressful time to do it. But Jackson Vick now up, I believe that's 10 or 11 positions over the moto, and Temmerman up 15 over the course of the moto. Yeah, they've been making a lot of passes.
Yeah, that's why I want to see them gate with the likes of Johnson and Graves next time around in their second moto coming up later in the week.
Yep.
Time running out.
This first moto is fun because of a little bit of chaos from the crazy gate picks.
Yep.
And then the second moto is fun because you have everyone from that top 10 region all starting on good gates, so they're likely to start together.
And Moto 3, that's where you really see the pressure. We've seen so many heartbreakers. So amazing performance by Graves with that 158.9 lap. The big gap right now, 18 seconds with the checkered flag in sight. What will the rest of the week hold for him? We'll find out about that later. We know this. Moto number 1 goes to Easton Graves on the 31. And he is pumped. Understandably, the rider out of Walker, Louisiana, backed by Fox, Bell, Scott, and Team Husqvarna. He is 15 years old, and he is fired up.
He is. That's a good feeling. Now Cooper Johnson crossing in second, and Maddox Temmerman is your remaining podium member. It's a fast Super Mini class.
Yeah, it's stacked. Didn't really get to see the bar-to-bar battles for the win, but I think that could be coming later on. Cooper Johnson out of Pennsylvania, the 16-year-old, finishes second, and Maddox Temmerman, what a come-from-behind ride for him to end up in third. Past, let's see there, 15 total riders in that moto. Temmerman, the rider out of California. Vick was fourth, Boucher fifth, Craig Lowe, Morgan, Thompson, Matson, and Nagasawa. That was the top 10 of Super Mini. I believe Nagasawa, they're in 10th, actually, rider out of Japan. Chatsworth, California, they list there is because of our buddy Jim Holly, who is a long-time coach and trainer for riders out of Japan. So they got Jimmy's hometown listed there. Talked to Jimmy a couple weeks ago, said coming to Loretta's. We got a couple of fast kids. They're learning. The goal is, maybe top 10, top 5 at their first shot at Loretta's, and then maybe more as the week goes on, and maybe into next year. But Super Mini is tough. You got to take on the likes of Easton Graves. I'm going to give you the AMSOIL rapid replay of Super Mini 1, 12 to 15, Moto 1. You got to watch that 12 on the inside. Sorry, he went over the bars there. That held up some of the field, and wasn't long before the 31 started to move forward. That's 89 of Tace Morgan in the mix.
Late moto passes coming here with Boucher and
Vic and Temmerman, man.
Felt the onslaught late in that moto.
I know, lost 2 positions late to 56. Look at the speed of Temmerman. Made that late pass, but it was all well behind Easton Graves, who absolutely crushed him in this first moto. 17 seconds, the final gap. Cooper Johnson second. Temmerman, well done to salvage a podium after the bad start. And we'll see Maddox what he can do when he gets a better start in the second moto, because he'll have the 3rd gate pick for that one. Jackson Burrell will be patrolling the podium for us as we wait for our top 3. Easton Graves going to put a gold medal in the bank, and he's going to go visit Jackson on the podium.
And here he comes right on time. Your first moto winner here in the Super Mini 1. Let's hear it for Easton Graves. Great ride for you here, Easton, getting a gold medal here in moto number 1. You're the only rider I saw that was in the sub 2-minute ranges. Take us through your moto.
All I can say is it's been a long road to get here. It's kind of emotional, but ended up having 2 injuries a few weeks before, and man, it's been a rough couple weeks, and everything finally came together for me that moto. I executed my start really well. Had a mechanical on the gate, actually. My mechanic Landon got it fixed. Thank you so much to him. But yeah, I executed my start, put a gap on him right away, got it up to almost 20 seconds. 2-lap card came out, and I knew I just had to bring it in and keep my clean laps going for those last 2, and yeah, overall it was a really good moto, and I'm stoked.
This is what dreams are made of, Easton. How does it feel, all the hard work going into this one?
It paid off a lot. 2 weeks ago, I was still doing 10-minute motos, and then my last week of riding, I did about 220s, and I was like, all right, this is it, and I'm gonna have to go in there and put my all into it this week, and that's what I'm gonna try and do, and go undefeated all week.
All right, there it is. Well, I know it takes a ton of help to get up here to a gold medal. Who would you like to thank, Easton?
My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, all my friends and family. My mechanic, Landon, has helped a lot lately with bike problems and everything we've got dialed. My suspension guy, Brandon, we've did some big changes before this. My engine guy, Lynx, Greg, Team Husqvarna, Jen, Darren, they have all helped me out so much. Fox, Alex, Matt, Connor, they do endless stuff for me. Monster Army, Monster Mike, my lids came out sick this week. Scott Goggles, Triple keeping my vision clean, Dunlop tires, FMF, DT1, Pro Taper, Ethica, all my friends and family, thank you so much.
There it is, everybody, your gold medalist, Easton Graves. And now we will go ahead and get our 2nd place here to the podium. Cooper Johnson, come on up. And here it is, a silver medal for Cooper Johnson. 2nd place here in moto number 1. Take us through it.
Yeah, got off to a pretty bad start, but made my way through the pack, just dogged it out, and then got a little sketchy in some areas, you know, just sending it, giving all the bike has, but I rode my race good and then came out with 2nd.
All right, man. Well, who would you like to thank for helping you get up here to a 2nd place today?
My mom, my dad, Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. Next Level 101, Jess and Eddie, One Industries, Yamaha, Triangle Cycles, Monster Army, Monster Mike, Monster Nick, Scott Goggles, Garnet Boots, Bell Helmets, AP Designs, Dunlop, MX Tire, Rob Fox, Pro Taper, PR2 Suspension, Pro Circuit, Vortex Sprockets, Tamer Whole Shot Devices. Everyone else, thank you very much.
There it is, everybody. Your silver medalist, Cooper Johnson. Cooper's been putting in the work. He's been at the GNCCs with us and it's paying off. Now we're going to go ahead and get our bronze medalist up here to the podium. Maddox Timmerman, you got the job done. Go ahead and step in front of the bike for me. Step around. That's good. Congratulations on the bronze medal here in Moto number 1, Super Mini 1. Take us through it.
I got a really bad pick at the start. It was outside gate. Horrible start, but I ended up making my way through the field and ended up 3rd.
Congratulations to you. You feel good going in the rest of the week?
Yeah, I do. I feel really good after that moto.
All right. Who would you like to thank for helping you out and getting you up here to the podium?
my mom, my dad, my whole family, my sister Sophie, Hoodie for cleaning my air filters, Fox, Mika Metals, DT1, DRS, Dunlop, and everyone else forgot. Thank you.
All right, everybody, let's hear it for your bronze medalist, Maddox Timmerman. That will do us down on the podium for Super Mini 1. Throw it back up to you guys in the tower.
All right, and we are getting ready for another one. I believe it's going to be College Boy as we go with the intro here. Moto Playground, Moto intro here.
College.